Hello, hello, hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to ya all. Good to see ya. What is up, birds? Tony the Lobster, Aussie Dave. Hello from the past, I guess, if it's already Friday there. Hopefully your Friday is going well. Dog, good to see you, Nate Wildfire, Long Nap, Tuka Buddy, Helicrobe, Kuiv. How is Roar's Venture? How is everyone today? Good to see ya. We are gonna have some fun today. We got some janky standard to play this deck. I'm not sure if this was an infamous small Japanese tournament or in a Magic Arena deck. I'm not 100% sure. But when you see Vesuvan Duplimancy and Arcane Bombardment in the same deck, you know you gotta try it because that is some really next level janking. If you're playing both of those cards together, I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous. So that's where we're starting with Arcane Bombardment, Vesuvan Duplimancy, Grixis stuff. I don't even know. This deck is absolutely weird. So that's deck number one. We also have some fun backup decks. We might do some Urza Assembles the Titaning. I don't know if you were here for early access day. We played a little bit of Urza Assembles the Titan during early access. We haven't played it since then, and it was really sweet when it goes off. So maybe we'll do a little bit more Planeswalking in our standard format. So that's a backup deck, and then we just got a Bant deck. I've been wanting to play a Shana deck for a while, and this is like Bant, Shana, Broker's Ascendancy tokens-ish. So maybe we'll do some Bant tokening. I don't even know, but we're starting with the Duplimancy deck. So that is the first one, Arcane Bombardment and Duplimancy. Hopefully everyone is having a spectacular day. No chat on screen. All right, let's see. How do we fix this? Let me see. This happens every once in a while. I think I got to do this and then click this and then chat appears. No, still no chat. Maybe that wasn't the secret. We got the record. Where's the oh, there it is. It did appear. It did work. So hopefully everyone is having a spectacular day. Good to see ya. Video is ever so slightly delayed. I don't know what I can do about that. that might just be a Twitch thing, but yeah, I don't know. Try refreshing maybe if it's doing that to you. I do not have the technology for that. One thing I wanted to mention though before we get into these decks, Wizards announced today something we've been waiting for, which are these starter commander decks. I don't know if you know, a while ago, one of the problems we were talking about is how do new players get into Commander? Commander's getting so complicated. Even pre-con decks are really complicated. Magic has tons of decks. It's not easy to, hey, what's up, dog? How are you? Good to see ya. It's not easy to jump into a format like Commander with 100 singleton cards in 2022. And it's almost like Wizards read our minds as we were talking about that on the podcast, because right after that, they announced these starter Commander decks. We finally got the deck list. And I gotta say, if you are trying to get a new player into Commander, I think they did a pretty good job. So these decks, they seem to be selling for $20 to $25. So pretty inexpensive by 2022 Magic terms. Two-Bed Gaming, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup here for you. Thank you. So they're selling for $20 to $25. They're not like super high-end like staples. There's no new cards. But if you've never played Commander before, they're pretty simple. They're pretty straightforward. They're most of them, if you just look at the card prices, $50, $50, almost $60, $70. They're worth it, like value-wise, if you're getting them for $20. So I think Wizards actually kind of nailed it. So if you're trying to get a new player into Commander, I think these decks are kind of home runs. If you're an experienced Commander player, got staples, used to the format, they're probably not really something you're interested in. They are a little bit basic. I guess you could get the pieces and like upgrade them or play them against each other. Maybe that would be good. But if you want to like get a friend or whatever into the format and you're maybe intimidated by trying to teach them all the complicated Magic stuff in 2022, seems like a pretty good product for that. So wanted to give a shout out to those decks because they seem really good. McFly, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you. Yeah, cartographer's Hawk of all things. The other news we got, and I don't even know if I can find it. Oh, this might be it. Artwork from today's story. Okay, so They didn't release any cards today, but there was like a story thing about the Brothers War with some art. Nick Scantrip, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The big news in all this, and I should be in here, I think. Oh no, it's not even in here. Where's the Titania thing? There is a Titania thing. I know there's a Titania thing. I don't know where it is. There was artwork of Meld Titania, or what appeared to be Meld Titania, although I don't know where it actually is at the moment, so I'm not sure how to actually. Oh, is it part 2 maybe? No, that's the same one. Anyway, it appears that there's a new Titania that's going to be the green meld. Wizards mentioned there's a green meld, so every color would have a meld in the set, and I don't know, Titania is a cool choice, although correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Titania dead? I don't know. I'm not up on the lore enough. My lore knowledge is limited to like Wikipedia, but but the set's looking super sweet. And we should get a ton of spoilers next week, I think, for Magic 30. So we should know a lot more about it really, really soon. Hey, what's up, Looney? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Anyway, we talk more about that as we go along. Let's do our reminders. Let's talk about deck number 1, this Duplimancy Bombardment. Oh, it was from the stream. Okay, yeah, that's probably why I'm not finding the art. So reminders, Rebo YouTube. If you ever need to check out an old stream, that's where you'll find it. Normal YouTube. We did some melding of our own yesterday. Bracella, Ing, and Pioneer for Against Odds. If you missed it, check it out. It was pretty sweet. Tomorrow, we got some more jank going on. I think a Memer Dream is going up tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. No new spoilers yet. No new spoilers. Oh, I haven't seen. Did I miss your sub? Maybe did I miss it? I haven't seen it yet, but I will give you the shout out because sometimes Twitch just lags and it's probably going to pop up in a minute. But Hibsley92, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Titania's alive in the past. Duh. Okay, yeah, because it's the time travel thing that actually makes perfect sense. I guess, yeah, a lot of, a lot of dead people are probably going to be in this set. Yeah, good point, good point. A reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. They're super cool like that. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playmats, good way to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations always appreciated, never required. $2 or more get your message read on stream. Also, reminder, gonna be gone next week, the next 2 weeks actually, for Magic 30. So not gonna have streams. I'll see if there's a way to stream from Vegas. I don't know if it's gonna be possible with internet issues. Maybe, but it's probably unlikely. If I can, I will try to figure out a way to do it. However, yeah, little stream break. We also got, I don't know, a sneak peek at a new secret lair drop. I don't even know if it's exciting anymore, but it's probably exciting because it looks like a Sliver secret lair drop, at least a Sliver Legion. So if you're a Sliver fan, what do you think of that art? Does that, I don't know what they're doing with this. I don't know what they're doing with this art. It's better than the humanoid slivers that were so hated. I mean, this is like a $25 card. Does that look like a sliver to you? I don't know if I think that looks like, I mean, I guess it's a secret lair, so it can be whatever. But anyway, we don't have any more information, just this picture that popped up. It seems to be the charity secret lair drop for November, so if you need some slivers, keep that in mind. We'll get more information about it. Iranic and Wencube, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Shout out for letting me know about Card Conduit. Great, got way more money out of my collection. Hey, awesome. I'm glad it worked out. Yeah, Card Conduit's super convenient if you're trying to get rid of your collection. So, all right, tell it to a 5-year-old or, oh, is it drawn by a 5-year-old? Oh no, oh boy. Well, ask Tomer about that. See what Tomer thinks about the art. we know he has strong feelings about art drawn by sick children that came out on one of the podcasts. Oh, Tomer. All right, so this deck, I don't even know what to say. So, on one hand, it's a Grixis deck. We got Urtais and Shieldrids and Solkanars, Junjis, but the part that intrigues me about this deck are these 2 enchantments that I would have never thought to put together. Vesuvan Duplimancy. When you cast a spell that targets one of your things, you get a non-legendary copy of that thing. And then Arcane Bombardment, we've played in the past. When you cast an instant sorcery, you exile one at random from your graveyard, then you get to copy all the ones you've exiled. So as far as I can tell, the goal of this deck is to play some some creatures, play a Duplimancy, play an Arcane Bombardment, and then we have Slip Out the back. We have Fading Hope. We have Geist Wave. Oh, we have Maestro's Charm. All of these can target our creatures. So ideally, we'll target our creatures to make more of our creatures, and then we'll Arcane Bombardment to recast all these things from our graveyard and make even more of our creatures. Is this gonna work? I have no idea. It looks ridiculous. It looks like an infamous small Japanese tournament deck, but maybe this is gonna be spectacular. So it looks so goofy. But whenever I see an Arcane Bombardment deck, especially a unique one, I've never seen Arcane Bombardment played in this way before. Like, we've played like straight up spell slingery versions. This one is very different. Yeah, the deck list looks weird. It looks late on spells. It looks heavy on creature. It looks weird in a whole bunch of ways, but we gotta try it. Yeah, Magic is very popular in Japan, actually. I think Japan is maybe second behind. I think most Magic cards are sold in North America. I think Wizards said that it's like 75 or 80%, but I wouldn't be surprised if Japan is like second behind North America. Hey, what's up, Mr. Zakar? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Zakara, how's everything going? Yeah, we'll try this. This looks like a crim hand. Maybe this deck is too crimmy. Maybe that's the problem. If this just plays like Grixis Control, we'll switch and play something else. Magic is big in the EU, but it's split up over a whole bunch of countries. Yeah, oh, there is the bombardment. So what are y'all hoping for from the Brothers War? Someone asked an interesting question earlier. All right, wedding announcement. Sure. Someone asked an interesting question. Oh, and the Duplimancy too. All right, Ether Channeler, draw a card. Someone asked an interesting question earlier, which was, what are you expecting artifact-wise from the Brother War? I'm curious what y'all think. How do you rank the Infinity lands from 1 to 10? The basic lands or the non-basics? Or like the shock lands? The basic lands I think are fine. They're not, I don't know. They're not super intriguing to me. I would rank them more as fine than anything. Yeah, I think we pass here awkwardly. I think we pass. We Fading Hope and Maestro's Charm, probably. Oh, God. Well, make Disappear, then. Make Disappear to counter it. Basically, we're trying to keep our opponent from getting to draw with this wedding announcement, which means we need to Fading Hope a token. We'll keep it in. We're getting close to the bombardment if we can actually resolve it, which would be pretty sweet. I'm expecting there be ways to meld artifacts into creatures or represent oh my god, Pharisees? Pharisees. that word that you said. What do we do? All right, let's pass. Oh, we're getting beaten down. We are the deck that cannot beat a single wedding announcement. Did you see that there's new art for Urza's Tower and Urza's Factory in the video today? Tronland's incoming. I don't know if they're gonna be in this set though. I would still be shocked if they put them into standard. Having them be like masterpieces, box toppers, something like, we've seen all those old border artifacts. Do you think they could throw lands in there? That could be possible, right? They're close enough. Did they explicitly say it was only artifacts that are going to be part of the mystical archive thing from the set? Unseen Spectre. Hey, how are you tonight? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you. Hey, what's up, T-Bunker? How are you? All right, let's go dig in with the Maestro's Charm. Oh, I don't think they can do, they can't do standard Trot. It would be so busted. It would be way too busted. All right, untap. Drag to the bottom. Drag to the bottom could be good. How do we not die? We're looking like a control deck at the moment. Blue mana, counter spells. All right, we don't even have anything to Duplimancy at the moment. Yeah, let's just drag. If they are going to hard counter it, they probably get a sack a token, which is probably worth it. Nikindo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you. I'm shocked they haven't embraced old borders more on Arena. I don't even know why. Like, It seems so obvious. The easiest way to get me to spend money on arena card styles is to make them old bordered. Like, that's just such an easy home run, and they don't do it very much. Tron isn't good without tutors. I mean, in modern it wouldn't be good without tutors, but in standard it might be. Oh, all right, Denick. We draw Geist Wave. Well, okay. Wait, how does this work? Exile, does it say target, exile, and instant? Okay. Well, I mean, here goes nothing. Arcane Bombardment. Unfortunately, we can't immediately cast a spell, but Arcane Bombardment down. Oh, no. I forgot that the standard loves killing our enchantments. The standard is all about, oh, no, and I cut. Oh, this is so over now. But Arcane Bombardment's not evil. That's a flavor fail. Yeah, we're in such horrible shape here. Duplimancy. Boom. Gotta give him an evil enchantment to kill. I love this Denick Renaissance. Big fan since mid, but he's never got a chance to shine till now. That's true. Well, I guess we're bouncing Denick. How has our opponent managed to only draw 4 lands? Yeah, the problem is we don't have anything to copy. One of the issues with this deck might be you need a lot of spells for bombardment and you need a lot of creatures for duplimancy. We might be stuck in the middle a little bit. Opponent wedding announcement. Opponent's just playing all the good Esper cards. Slip out the back. All right, go digging. Go digging. Wow. Worst duplimancy ever. I think there would be enough ways to make Tron decent in standard. You got to remember that in standard, how many creatures are in this deck? Who built this deck? Who chose to stream this deck? 11 creatures with duplimancy. Japan. What are the Pioneer Tron payoffs? I mean, you got Ugin still. That would be a big one. Beyond Ugin, I don't know if there's anything that's great that's 7 mana. What's the best 7 mana colorless card? Might be worth it to go fully jank cut every instant or sorcery that doesn't work with bombardment. Maybe. Although if we don't have any removal, we probably lose. Like, I guess Fading Hope kind of does both in Geist Wave. They're not hard removal spells. Well, let's see. That was game 1. And it was against the counter all your stuff matchup. So perhaps it was just not the right matchup for our shenanigans yet. I have no idea how to sideboard here, though. Like, we kind of want Duresses, but they're a pretty... I actually don't know, like... Let's go Pilfers. Pilfers, I was going to say, like, the problem with Duress is they have a lot of They have a lot of creature threats in their deck, so I'm not sure how good Duress actually is. All these, like, slip out the backs. They're so necessary with Duplimancy, but they also just seem so sketchy with only... with only 11 creatures. That's the scary part. With Tron in Standard, we would get to see Seth complain about London Mulligans. I don't think that we'll play first. Oh, jeez. We will mulligan first. All right. Functional Hand of Magic cards. Score. Shipwreck Marsh to the bottom. I mean, I don't think you'd see as aggressive of mulligans. Why is anything with this deck? No one knows. No one knows. Yeah, maybe there'd be like an Eldrazi Tron deck. Good luck with the stream. Got a lurk. Got a couple of videos to knock out today. Hey, good luck, Doug. Oh, let me see the deck. Ooh, already working with Mishra. Interesting. I haven't really seen a Mishra deck yet. I don't know how you build. I mean, I guess you want to make a lot of things and attack with them. Kind of the Hell Rider from the Command Zone plan. That looks like a sweet, like, aggro deck, Doug. I like it. Well, let's do some pilfering. See what our opponent's got going on over there. Oh, God. Oh, so I should have known. I've been trying to work on Riveteer's Ascendancy, which won last week's Against the Odds poll. This hand is absurd. I've been trying to work on that, and one of the things I learned working on that is... All right, Tenacious Underdog. One of the things I learned about that is pretty much every tier standard deck just has main deck ways to blow up enchantments. I don't even know why. I think it's just, like, accidental. But it's just, like, destroying enchantment is tacked on to so many playable standard cards that it's a tough world to try to do the enchantment thing. Bona gets in, hits us. Bona runs out of Denic. Fading Hope. Well, we will play the land, and Duplimancy would do something with this hand. I don't think we want to run out Shieldred because it just gets Rite of Oblivion, which is also a very good card. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can kill a Fable the Mirror Breaker. That's true. Maybe that's the reason. I mean, I think it's also partly that it's just like... It comes attached to effects that are good. Oh, dear. Wedding Announcement's another one. And it's not like you're playing a disenchant. Like, you're playing good cards that also just happen to blow up an enchantment, which is a lot different than having to play bad cards to blow up an enchantment. Well, we're going to keep drawing cards. Play the land. Pass the turn. Yeah, like, Destroy Evil kills Shieldred, kills a lot of the big top-end threats, and it happens to blow up enchantments. Well, all right, we got to bounce the Rafine just to kind of try to stay alive. Can't let our opponent do that conniving or we're super done. Pilfer. Is that even good here? It can take the Rafine. All right, I guess we keep it. Bona gets in. These Ether Channelers doing nothing. Yeah, Destroy Evil's like so good. How about it? Hits us for a billion. Draws an extra card with Wedding Announcement. How do you feel about this current standard format? I feel like this standard is super fun. One of the best standards we've had in a long time. But how have you done with jank in this standard? That's something I've been wondering about is... Oh, all right, GG. Next game. That's something I've been wondering about. I feel like if you play the good cards, the standard is some of the most fun games of standard that I've played in a long time. Like, if you're going to play a tier 1 or a tier 2 deck, it's a blast. The games are really interesting. They're really close. A lot of your decisions matter. On the other hand, I have also felt like when I try to do, like, play the not good cards and you're not playing the Fable of the Mirror Breakers and Shieldreds and so forth, Wedding Announcements, then it is very, very difficult to actually keep up with the good cards. I feel like there's this really fun meta of, like, the best cards in the format and the best decks in the format. But if you're not involved in that meta, then I think it's a tough road. Ooh, 5-color Broker's Ascendancy. That is something snazzy for sure. So kind of a Super Friends deck. Kind of Super Friends control, I would say. That looks sweet. I mean, if you can get the Planeswalkers down. How has Broker's Ascendancy been with there's not a ton of stuff to put counters on, I would say. You have 7 Planeswalkers. Has it been enough for the Broker's Ascendancy? We might try some Broker's Ascendancy later, or maybe soon if this deck is just non-functional, which game 1 was not a resounding success for this deck, I would say. Okay, I mean, I guess if we draw Blue Source, we're off to the races-ish. Yeah, the gap between tier 1 and tier 2 is super wide. That's a very good way of putting it. That's been my impression. I mean, I still think this is, like, literally one of the best standards that we've had in a very long time. I've just noticed if you're trying to do the janky stuff, it can be tough. I think maybe what you got to do is like change the definition of jank. That's something I struggle with is like, what if maybe it's like legacy. Maybe it's like legacy. We always talk about this with legacy, where in legacy you can do a lot of janky things. If you have like Force of Will and Brainstorm in your deck, play Force of Will and Brainstorm, and then you can play a lot of really janky ways to win the game. Maybe that's how this standard is like, you can do a lot of really sweet janky things, but you're gonna have to play like Wedding Announcement and Fable the Mirror Breaker to hold everything together and keep up with the rest of the decks in the format. For me, it's tough because I always feel like, oh, is that jank? Like if you're playing those tier cards, is it still jank even if you're trying to do a janky thing? In a perfect world, you can win with the jank and not have those cards, but maybe in some worlds you just gotta go. Actually, you know what? Let's keep this and just impulse. That's probably better. How do you continue to play standard when you get 3 decks banned in a row? Wait, what 3 decks did you get banned in a row? That is super unfortunate. Huh. Well, let's take an I guess we take Ether Channeler and start drawing cards. Well, you got this Duplimancy. Play the land. Actually, let's pass again. Let's pass again and see what our opponent does. Have you had any success with Urtai or Squee? I mean, there's some Urtais in this deck, although I wouldn't say we had success with this deck. Yeah, I tried. Yeah, I've noticed it too. Like, it's tough to not play Fable in this standard. It's so tough because your opponent plays it, and if you don't have it, and they're getting the 2 bodies, and they're like improving their hand, hitting their land drops. If they have extra lands, getting rid of those land drops. It's tough to keep up without having that card in your deck, honestly. We probably just need a land. I mean, I think what we're playing for is trying to Duplimancy this Ether Channeler a bunch of times, which would be so sweet. Let's Ether Channeler. Run it out. See if we can draw a card. Favorite tribe in Magic. Let's draw a card. All right. I mean, tap land is fine, I guess. Pass the turn. Yeah, so far this deck has done nothing. Like, literally nothing. But it's only game 2. We got time. Why not jam Shieldred with Slip Out the Back? Because of counters, mostly. We were out Shieldred and we're running into Make Disappear, potentially. A lot of Make Disappears in this format. Opponent. Volt Surge. Yeah, I don't even think we want to Slip Out the Back that. If we can get up to 6 mana, or our opponent taps out, then we can... I mean, do you think our opponent's just Rakdos? I guess it's possible they're Rakdos. They have a lot of Rakdos mana, only 1 blue source. Wow, this is a lot of damage. About it. Smacks us for a ton. I mean, we might get to the point where we just gotta run it out. Zubera might be my favorite tribe. Okay, so it is Grixis. Opponent, gonna run out Corpse Appraiser. Eat the Ether Channeler. And, yeah, the beatdown is officially on. The beatdown's on. Hey, what's up, Commander Mechanic? Yeah, we're seeing if it can work. So far, so bad, but it's only our second match. We got time. Well, I mean, now I think we have to Shieldred, or we're just gonna lose. So let's Shieldred. Play the Xander's Lounge. Pass the turn. If we can get down the Duplimancy and slip out the back piece Shieldred and get multiple copies, that will probably win us the game. That would be pretty good. About it. So that's the plan. That's a hope. That's a dream. Speaking of tribes, yeah, I don't know. What is my favorite tribe? I feel like the elves and Infernal Grasp. Okay, well, we will. Are we just dead even if we? All right, slip out the back. Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on, vampires. Vampires are pretty sweet. Goblins kind of got wrecked for me. Goblins I used to think were a really cool tribe until Muxus came to Historic, and it just became way too easy. Muldrifter's Elemental. Elementals are another one. I feel like Wizards has ruined some really good tribes for me recently. Like, Elemental's super cool tribe. Treefolk is a very good vote. That is a very good pick. All right, opponent. Fable, huge board. We draw an Urtai. We gain 2 life. Well, I mean, I guess we just Ether Channeler. Draw a card, gain 2 life. Opponent's been super aggro here. Play the land and pass the turn and pray. Magic gods. Keep us alive, magic gods. Keep us alive. Is Panharmonicon a tribe? What works best with Panharmonicon? But I feel like goblins used to be super cool. Then Muxus made them less cool for me. Elementals. Oh my god. I love elementals. Except like then they did Omnath and Kahira and it kind of I don't know. I feel like some of those tribes have gotten less fun for me because of the busted new cards, in all honesty. Wizards is a sweet tribe. Wizards can do some really cool things. Plus you get Panharmonicons. Maybe the way I gotta judge it is which tribe has the most Panharmonicon creatures, and that would be Wizards with Naban and Harmonic Prodigy, and also... Alright, opponent's gonna Volt Surge. Yes, I think that's okay. Does Sheoldred save us here? Opponent. This Bankbuster's been super aggro. Yeah, the Urtai is gonna be our main plan, I think. Opponent Cruise. Goes to combat. Big attack. Well, let's run out Urtai. Kill the Bankbuster. Opponent draws a card, gets drained. Sheoldred. We could still be dead. Block here. Block here. Yeah, block and block. We really need this Sheoldred to live. We really need this Sheoldred to live. About it. No more Volt Surges. Please. That card. Okay. Yeah. Well, no cool things that game. Remember when Phyrexian Arena was a good card and now Black Market Connections exist? Hey now, Phyrexian Arena is still a good card. I will stand behind Phyrexian Arena still being a good card. It really is. It really is. All right. New plan. New plan. See if we can do something cool with this deck once and then switch to something else because... because so far I gotta say I'm a little disappointed in this deck. It feels like he's playing like a Grixis control deck, and that's already an archetype that I don't think is like super interesting. I let Crim cover that. I let Crim do that. Like Crim plays control every other YouTube video, so I let Crim handle that end of things. But it's playing like a Grixis control deck, and our cool stuff are not doing anything. Ooh, Shaman, yeah. Shaman might be one of my favorites. What's my favorite tribal deck that we've built and like played for a video? So not like what's the best tribe overall, but what's the best like tribal deck or my favorite tribal deck? That might actually be Shamans. Shamans for Modern, and then we did it again in Historic once they put Rage Forwarder into Historic. That's just like, oh, that deck's so fun. And that deck ended up being like a decent budget deck in Modern and a like legit deck in Historic for a while. Historic always changes super quick because of all the bannings. Ooh, does 34 Rhinos count as a tribe? I mean, I guess if your whole deck is Rhinos, it would technically be Rhino Tribal, wouldn't it? Well, land and pill for you. About it. Oh, a handful of very good magic cards. So we'll take Reckoner Bank Bust. So, all right, little mini rat. I mentioned this in game 1 when we got hit by white enchantment removal. Even the mono black decks could kill our enchantments because of Invoke Despair. I wonder, how does Invoke Despair rank in the egregiousness scale of black enchantment removal? I feel like it might actually be kind of high just because... Yeah, let's just play this and draw a card. I feel like it might be kind of high because it's so main deckable. Like, some of the past ones, even like Feed the Swarm, it's kind of sideboardy, it's sorcery speed, it loses your life, so it's not like a good removal spell. Invoke Despair, on the other hand, that has just ended up being like a legit great card. If you had told me that when this was spoiled, I didn't think it was going to be very good. I think I actually said it was bad. You probably go back and listen to some podcasts where I probably said it was a bad card. I'm pretty sure that's what I said about it. If you had told me that 3 colored decks would be playing it and it would be like one of the scarier cards in Standard, I don't think I would have believed you. I really don't. Well, Impulse. Yeah, we probably need a land here. Yeah, let's take a red source for bombardment purposes. Impulse. Take a Urtai. All right, we got a plan. We attack with Ether Channeler and counter things with Urtai forever. Get in, headshot, 16, go. I don't think we can play Arcane until... All right, so that plan's over. I don't think we can play Arcane until we get rid of this Invoke Despair somehow. Another Pilfer, perhaps. Corpse Appraiser. Ooh. Okay, we might be able to fizzle this with Technuma. Yeah, let's do that. Technuma. Get back the Ether Channeler. No card draw for you. Play the land and pass the... Can we Ether Channeler? What if they invoke? How bad is that? Yeah, let's pass the turn. Pass the turn. Walla Chaos for the 70th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop for you. Thank you. About it. It's us. I don't think I will ever choose Bird with this card. Even if it's correct to choose Bird, I don't think I will ever choose Bird with this card. How do they keep drawing Corpse Appraisers? Seriously. Okay. Opponent, more Corpse Appraising. Gonna eat the Ether Channeler to draw a card. Well, we're dying to Corpse Appraiser. Corpse Appraiser is very good. All right, kill a Corpse Appraiser. Opponent gets to draw a card. Because the other option is draw a card. When did you start streaming? I mean, the longest sub we have is 72 months, so roughly that long. Ether Channeler, draw. We need to hit a land here. We really need to hit a land here. Okay, we do hit the land. Play the land. Pass the turn. How do we get down an Arcane Bombardment without it just getting immediately destroyed? And this Urtai can stop stuff, but it's going to give our opponent cards, which isn't ideal. Yeah, you're close, Wall of Chaos. You've been here since the beginning. Well, Urtai. Counter Soul Canar. Opponent gets a card. Opponent. Blood Tithe Harvester. Well, I guess this means we're going to run out Soul Canar and see what happens. Kill the Corpse Appraiser. Play the Soul Canar. No attacks. Give our opponent Soul Canar. Yeah, let's just kill the Blood Tithe Harvester. All right, your go about it. Your go. The problem with Arcane Bombardment is you have to cast something with it, and the only quick triggers this deck are Fading Hope. Where are the Considers? It's a tough mix because, yeah, let's kill this. We need to have enough spells for Arcane Bombardment, but enough creatures for Vesuvan Duplimancy, which maybe that's just not possible. Like maybe that mixture is just too much to ask. Although right now we're kind of just winning because of Solkanar, honestly. Opponent goes to 6. We're going to hold on to Atwara. We're going to draw a card. Pass the turn. Could you imagine if we started copying this? That would be so sweet. So from what I can tell, it seems like the idea of this deck is... Yeah, we're going to Urza. It seems like the idea of this deck is get down Duplimancy. Target your stuff to make copies, and then Arcane Bombardment lets you recast the Slip Out the Backs and the other spells that can target your creatures, so then you make even more copies. So far, we haven't actually seen that happen in practice. In this case, we're just going to win by beating down before actually doing anything. In game 1, we lost without really doing anything. Well, I mean, yeah, bounce that and kill you. Yeah, this deck should be running like 1 or 2 phasings and 4 Considers. Maybe, but if we cut down on ways to target our creatures, can we even run Duplimancy? Like, I think that's the question. Like, how do you meet the requirements for both of these cards in the same deck? I think that's what the deck's struggling with. How do you get enough creatures and ways to target creatures for Duplimancy and enough spells to make Bombardment good? That is a big challenge. That is a big challenge. That is the question. The deck is confused. There is a Hammerhead Shark, a Killer Whale in Odyssey, a Narwhal in Homeland, Shipwreck Moray in Ether, Revolt, and so on. Narwhal is kind of infamous. Do you remember the Narwhal story? That this was back when buyouts of reserve list cards was like the really hot topic. Someone, I don't remember who did this, but someone bought out Narwhal just to like prove that they could make the price go up by buying it out, and then made a video about it. This deck doesn't need Bombardment. I mean, but if we're not playing Bombardment, we probably aren't playing the deck. I mean, Bombardment's what made me wanna actually play the deck. Yeah, not watching the WotC stream tonight. We usually only watch the WotC stream if it's a spoiler stream. If it's just a normal weekly stream. Otherwise, we'd spend every Thursday watching the WotC stream. So that's mostly like a spoiler thing. If they're doing spoilers, we'll try to watch it, but... Bombardment is sweet. Although this deck, it kind of makes me want to build a real Bombardment deck. Although seeing our enchantments died everything kind of makes me not want to do that because it'll probably be a disaster. Well, there's Duplimancy. Tap lands, tap lands, tap lands. I love how it came about Bombardment. Can we build something and stand around it instead of this confused deck? So what would Bombardment... Ooh, boy, opponent's off to the quick start. Oh, dear. Ooh. Boy, this feels so horrible, but I think we need to kill the Goblin. Oh, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Fable the Mirror Breaker. How does it feel knowing we're all price sensitive? Wait. Is that from the WotC earnings thing? What else did we learn? Many Magic players don't know about Planeswalkers. We learned that this week. Did you see that? What did you think of that Mark Rosewater quote? I'm curious what y'all think about it. It was Mark Rosewater. Wow, yeah, this is very sketchy. It was Mark Rosewater saying, hey, what's up, man? Relax. How are you? It was Mark Rosewater saying that most Magic players, 75%, I think he said, or more, like, don't watch Magic content, which makes sense. Don't know who he is or any of that stuff, and don't know what a Planeswalker is. That's such a huge number. I mean, I think I think he's right in a lot of ways. Like, I do think that we forget how many people are super casual and what those players are like. If you're someone who's watching streams and doing Magic social media and all that kind of stuff, you are in the top, like, very high percentage of, like, most enfranchised Magic players. Not knowing about Planeswalkers, though, that's a part that, like, I was like, really? I wonder, like, I think casual players might even know about Planeswalkers. Although I will say, I remember when I first saw Planeswalkers, I guess it's possible to not know what they are. Like, it makes me wonder, okay, I guess what it is it makes me wonder what their data counts as a player. Like, if a player is like anyone who's bought a Magic pack in their life, so if your mom bought you a pack 20 years ago, she counts as a Magic player. Or like, even if you bought a pack 20 years ago, you count as a Magic player, even if you haven't played the game in 20 years, but you got, a pack of cards sitting in the closet, then that's probably true. It's hard for me to imagine that like 75% of people who have like bought Magic cards in the past month, let's say, would not know what a Planeswalker is. Even like really casual players who are like, buying a pack or a whatever, a pre-con deck at Walmart in the checkout line, I would imagine that many of those players know what it is at least. Well, Duplimancy. Don't counter it. We want to do something cool, opponent. Please. Please, it'll be fine. One of the other problems with playing jank cards is that people, if you see someone play Duplimancy, your first instinct is probably, that card's not very good. But then your second instinct is, if they're playing that card, they're definitely trying to do something busted with it, so we better deal with it. Oh, it resolved. Okay. Okay. I mean, so now we can Fading Hope our Urtai to make a copy of Urtai. And copy something. Okay, it's coming together. It's coming together a little bit, opponent. Gonna flip the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We're sort of doing it, maybe. Ish. Opponent. Looking at the Duplimancy. It is unfortunate that our copy spell is Fading Hope. I mean, maybe that's not bad. Then we get an Urtai back in our hand, but we do have to recast the Urtai at some point. What's this deck trying to do? That is a very good question. Blood Tithe Harvester. So the opponent has 0 blood tokens. Okay, sure. Blood Tithe number 2. So we're kind of hoping they try to sack the Blood Tithe Harvester and kill Urtai, I guess. And then we copy bounce, kill, and go from there. Yeah, we kind of need more creatures, though, don't we? Opponent goes attacking. Makes a treasure. Well, we will block with Urtai. Fading Hope Urtai. The synergies. Get a copy of Urtai. Got him. Opponent. Alright, so destroy target creature, Planeswalker. Blow up the reflection of Kiki Jiki. Drop to 7. Does the current average Magic player even know 60 card formats are? Probably not. I mean, I do think that most of what Mark Rosewater said is true. The only part that stuck out to me as weird is the Planeswalker thing, and maybe that, I mean, he probably knows better than I do. So for all I know, that could be too. That was only when I wondered, like, I feel like casual players know about Planeswalkers, but maybe they actually don't. But I do think it's definitely true that Grixis stacks being able to do that is one of my current pet peeves about Magic. Do you think that makes Magic better? This is the new London Mulligan rule. The thing that I talk about way more than I should for the next 3 years until I finally realize that no one wants me to talk about it and give up. But black and chat removal might be that thing. Oh, it drives me insane. It drives me insane. Goes to show how underutilized in Magic lore is if a majority of people don't know about Planeswalkers. Like, seriously, the Justice League. Planeswalkers are like, they're on the box, on the pack, pretty much every set. They are the focus of the story, every story for the past decade or something. Like, it's like the most iconic card type in Magic at this point in this day and age. So, opponent. Thankfully, it seems like Wizards realize that blue shouldn't be able. Oh boy, is there even anything we can do about this? Like, are even running out Urtai to? This feels so bad, but I guess we run out Urtai to kill a 3/2 and give our opponent another card. I feel like Wizards realized that blue enchantment removal or blue artifact removal was too much though, and they've pulled back on it. I feel like Mark even said that, didn't he? I feel like when Raven form came out, Mark said it was he considered it to be a color pie breaker bend, and it was too much. But black, they're full speed ahead. Full speed ahead at making sure Arcane Bombardment never does anything cool in any matchup. We can't have people Arcane Bombardmenting. You're right. Color pie is losing its identity. 4 or 5 color piles continue to rise to the top of formats. It's meaningless, mismatched to the most powerful cards. Color doesn't matter. It does feel that way sometimes. Opponent. Soul Canard drains us. Well, do we kill Soul Canard and chump block? I guess. All right, Soul Canard, kill it. Opponent's playing Grixis control, Grixis vampires, whatever you want to call it, Grixis pile. Yeah, I wonder how much of the 4 and 5 color domination has to do with Wizards. I mean, I think the color pie is part of it for sure. I would definitely agree with that. So I think the color pie is part of it. At the same time, I wonder how much of it has to do with Wizards not letting you hate on lands anymore. I think that was like one of the things that kept those decks in check in the past is there was some threat that if you went too greedy, you wouldn't be able to play Magic. Because someone might Stone Rain you or Strip Mine you or Wasteland you or Armageddon you or whatever, or Ruination you. Like, there were actual things that would punish you if you're going to do that. Land hate is not fun. Ish? Like, I don't disagree with that. Although what is fun is subjective, because I love playing land destruction. And I can accept getting land destructed as a result. Yes, I think this means we're dead. We can gain 2, but then we still... All right, we're gonna give this deck one more try, and then we're gonna switch. I think there's like a give and take though. Like, yes, it is true that not getting to play Magic is not fun for most people, which makes land destruction not fun for most people. At the same time, like, is playing against 5 color piles a lot? Is that fun for most people? I guess maybe people are more accepting of that because they still feel like it's all a psychological thing. I think people, you play against some 5 color Yorion pile all the time, but you're still casting your spells. Like, maybe you're winning 20% of the time because your opponent has all the best cards split across every color and they can cast them consistently. So maybe you're losing like a huge percentage of the time, but you're probably also feeling, okay, I'm doing things. Like, I'm playing Magic here. I'm casting my spells. I'm resolving some things. I'm putting up a fight. They got me this time, but, you know, we'll try again next time. Maybe that's the difference, is just the psychology of it. Dev the Rev Ryan for the 62nd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I feel like there's one thing Wizards does is I feel like Wizards overreacts to things sometimes. So I feel like, Wizards printed really good land destruction through a lot of Magic's life. So there's really good land destruction. Honestly, probably even as someone who loves miserable Magic, probably too good of land destruction. Like, if I'm really being honest and unbiased, is it healthy to have Wasteland, Strip Mine, Sinkhole, Blood Moon, Back to Basics, etc., etc., etc.? Is that going to make the game fun for most people? But it's not evil. It's a fun card. It's not evil. Well, maybe our opponent, instead of leaving our... Well, that's on you, opponent. Could have held on to that and let us keep our very non-threatening 11-creature Vesuvan Duplimancy. But you had to blow up the fun card, and now we gotta kill you with the boring card. That's... You made choices. Choices were made about it. Choices were made. Ooh, all right. We're going to take this Duplimancy. We're going to wait till next turn to play it, though. All right. We might make a bunch of Shieldreds now. But then I think, because people think land destruction is unfun, Wizards goes to, oh my god, we can't ever print any land destruction, ever. No exceptions. If anything is even like, you would even consider putting in a deck, could blow up a land. We can't have that. We can't have that because someone thought it was unfun one time. I think there's probably, like, the truth being in the middle somewhere. Was the early years land destruction fun for most people and where we want Magic to be? Probably not. Is you can't reprint Stone Rain because someone might get sad that you blew up a land for 3 mana where we want to be? I would argue that's also probably not where we want to be. So I feel like Wizards overreacts and, like, they go too far one way and they go too far the other way and then hopefully come back to the middle at some point. I think we still need the coming back to the middle. Well, I guess we just gotta pass. I want to start making copies of Shieldred, but our opponent does have counter mana, counter magic up potentially. So I think, like, I would like to see them add, like, Stone Rain back to standard. Honestly, give it a test run, like something that, like, maybe you could put it in your deck if the meta called for it. I mean, it is a time machine. We're going back in time. Dead characters are alive because it's however long ago. It probably happened during the Strip Mine era, really. I think Strip Mine back in standard confirmed. All right, we're gonna bounce a token. Boom, out of here, 2/2. Ether Channeler. Well, I guess we'll keep that. Seth, would you ever consider building around some cast sorceries as though they had flash jank? Ooh, what would an example be? Well, they do have a counter, I think. Ether Channeler. About it. Get that counter out of your hand. All right, there goes the Make Disappear. All of this is us trying to get to the point where we can Duplimancy the Shieldred. Getting the counters out of the hand. Can't pay for it. Pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent untaps. Gets drained. Shieldred's a messed up card. What would be an example of cast instances sorceries? I mean, I think the answer is yes. I'm just not exactly sure what that looks like. All right. Bounce Giada. Tap out, please. Tap out, please. Please, tap out. We want a Duplimancy. Let us do something cool. They do have the counter, too, don't they? Opponent lets it go. We untap. Well, since we have 2 Duplimancies, we're going to cast it. About it. Make Disappear. They got to sack a token, though. All right. Make Disappear number 2. Resolves. Opponent, it's so funny. They're killing all of our jank, but the Shieldred is sticking. And it's going to kill them. Like, if they let the Duplimancy resolve, they'd be fine if they stopped the Shieldred. Hey, oh hi, Mark76. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Good to see you. How was the stream? About it passes. We're desperately trying to resolve a Vesuvan Duplimancy against a deck that just has infinite counters. Opponent. No. Oh my goodness. 3 of them. 3 of them. Well, oh, this is not going to work out, but we're going to do it. Oh, wait. No, we're not gonna do it. It doesn't even do anything. Sure. We don't want to win with Shieldred. Well, we want to win with many Shieldreds that are copied with Duplimancy. But our game plan is not just to, like, play this Shieldred and win. Opponent down to 9. 3 of them. 3 make disappears. And the Destroy Evil, all targeting at Duplimancies. Mucking around standard best one. Hey, what were you playing? I like mucking around. Hey, what's up, Magikarp? I had a really good time today. Got a butt ton of stuff in Amazon. Had a food delivery, something called truff sauce. It's a tiny bit too spicy for me to handle, but the flavor is phenomenal. Plus, I got a date here in like 3 hours. Ooh, awesome, Magikarp. All right, well, I mean, our turn to counter you. Opponent gets in. Hits us. Gains some. The boringest win in the history of Standard, if it actually holds. All we did is play a Shieldred. That's it. Opponent combat. Attacks. What is truff sauce? Something spicy by the sounds. Opponent gets it. Hits us. I was thinking, based on last stream, about doing some truffle hunting. I don't know how you get started truffle hunting, but apparently that's one of the things I should be doing as a hobby. Flame Phoenix for the 5th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Inspired Overseer draws a card, gains a life. Down to 6. Opponent. I mean, maybe they can kill us with the flyers before Shieldred gets there. Now that they countered all of our things. A lot of non. Wow, they drew all 4 make disappears. Jeez, I thought it was 3. They drew every single one of them. Can I train Bear to do it? He likes food. How do I get him to like truffles? Actually, truffles, do they even exist in upstate New York? Can you find truffles anywhere? I know nothing about the truffle subculture. Kind of spicy, but tastes phenomenal. Opponent, more Giada is going to make it a little bit bigger. We untap. More lands. Gain some life. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, drops to 4. Goes to combat. Attacks. I feel like we've drawn nothing in for very many turns. Opponent. Well, we'll counter that. We, too, can make things disappear, apparently. Untap, gain some life. Oh, I guess we can just slip out the back one of their attackers. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna slip out the back, Giada. Oh, it would have been so sweet if we had the Duplimancy. Opponent. We've done nothing. This is the most do nothing one I've ever seen. Ooh, yeah, Bear doing the truffle shuffle would be better than Bear finding truffles, I think. If I had the choice, between the two, it would be learning to do the truffle shuffle. About it. Wait, how do we miss lethal? They had 3 blockers, right? Could we have double slipped out the back and got there? I think the Giada has vigilance, so I think they were still. I think they had one too many. Wow, what a draw! Actually, this doesn't matter, right? The opponent goes up to 3, down to 1. I don't even know if I feel good about this win. Shieldred's a messed up Magic card, isn't it? It really is. We did literally nothing this entire game. We tried to, wow, opponent's going out on their own terms. We tried to do cool things. We played a bunch of Duplimancies that our opponent countered. We did nothing. Our opponent cast like 10 Magic cards, made a bunch of big flyers. All we did was play a single Shieldred. I know everyone was saying our opponent did deserve it for counting our Duplimancies. That was a full Shieldred experience. I remember thinking everyone was a little silly when they said, "Oh, I think, you know, maybe Shieldred is bannably good. Maybe we got to ban Shieldred." I was definitely one of the people who was like, no, like, it's a creature, you can just kill it. And I still believe that. I don't think we should be banning Shieldred. However, that game was a pretty big testament to just what a messed up card Shieldred can be. We drew bad, we did nothing, and and a single Shieldred won us that game. Like, we didn't even attack. That was all 20 damage just from Shieldred triggers. Yeah, we're gonna switch decks after this game. This is the last one. I think the ambitious Arcane Bombardment plan with Duplimancy, it has proven itself to not actually work in practice, unfortunately. So, question is, when we switch decks, do you prefer Urza Assembles the Titans? Do you prefer Shana Broker's Ascendancy Bant kind of tokeny mid-range? I think those are the two options. Oh, there was also did I get a Zerdek? Let me see. I feel like I found a Zerdek. What was the Zerdek? Oh, maybe I didn't get a Zerdek. Oh, ignore that part of the title. I feel like Urza Assembles the Titan could do some cool things. Would be better straight Is It colors. I think that Bombardment probably, like, I think the problem we're running into is just the tension between our two enchantments wanting very different things. I'm also finally going to be happy with my Mardu Super Friends deck. New Shana, the Mardu 4-drop that when you cast a legendary spell, plays a legendary land, draws a card. So my mana base is going to cantrip. Yeah, that card's really sweet. I got to play it a little bit in a Commander Clash deck, and I really like that card. I think that card's super powerful. Well, all right. We got our fun cards this game. Can we get them down? Can we get them down? About it. Well, it seems like people want to see Urza Assembles the Titans. I could get a Zerdek. I found a Zerdek. What did happen to it, though? I feel like I found a Zerdek. And then did I not like it? Can't remember. Opponent, but we could find, I'm sure I could scrape up a Zerdek. One of you can give me a Zerdek. The Cards Braid deck is sweet. Have you thought about trying to revive Red Black Sack with Braids? Ooh. I haven't really worked on Red Black Sack again since we played that deck, but I think that Braids is really good in it. I'm going to be excited to see what things look like once we get Brothers War. Hopefully we get some sweet new synergies for that. As lame as it sounds, you should probably set out the bombardments against counterspell destroy evil decks. The problem is every deck is a destroy evil deck these days. I'm not even joking. I've been working on Riveteer's Ascendancy for Against Odds next week, and I think I got a really sweet Riveteer's Ascendancy deck that I'm excited about. But the biggest thing I run into is like, look at the standard meta. Like, I'm not kidding when I say, Chris, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. I'm not kidding when I say that every tier deck has a way to answer a janky enchantment that needs to sit on the battlefield. Like, I think every single one does. Like, Esper has Destroy Evil. Jund has Infinite ways, from like Titan of Industries to Unleash the Infernos to Terra's Under. So Jund is like, oh my god, so many ways. Grixis has Invoke Despair, and that apparently that discard Edict sacrifice thing that we saw earlier that no one else plays. Rakdos gets Invoke Despair and could potentially play more black enchantment removal. We talked about Jund. Blue decks get all the counter spells. I guess mono red. If you run into mono red, they might not be able to kill your enchantment, but everyone just has a main deck way to kill an enchantment, which it's so, I mean, I guess it's nice that your decks have answers to everything. We wouldn't want Arcane Bombardment getting out of control in standard, but however, it does make it tough to go off with these cards. Yeah, we're actually gonna make a bird. I promised I would never make a bird, but the bird versus Overseer seems great. Yeah, I'm surprised. I did not give Destroy Evil any credit. I thought Destroy Evil was just like essentially a janky do nothing limited card. It turns out it's actually like kind of spectacular. I want to get down the Vesuvan Duplimancy, but I think we just gotta kill stuff. All right, kill this. Duplimancy's gonna have to wait a turn. Play the land. Urtai. Get rid of the Paragon. Blow it up. Can't have you recasting your angels. I don't know about blue-white angels. I guess the upside is you get a million counters, which are annoying, but... Well, let me see precision. Would you consider this deck jank or not? Ooh. Silver Scrutiny, I feel like, is a legit underrated card. I think that card's actually, like, super good. Boy, would I consider this jank? What is the Invoke Justice doing in this deck? Is that to try to get back Lear? The Invoke Justice is throwing me off. If it wasn't for the Invoke Justice, I would consider it, like, a rogue deck for sure. I don't know if I'd consider it jank. Vadrak's definitely, like... If this is against the odds Vadrak or something, I could see that being, like, pretty janky. On the other hand, it does have, like, Fable the Mirror Breaker is a good card. It's got good removal. Jank-ish. But the Invoke Justice and the ambitiousness of it and the fact that I have no idea what it's actually trying to do in the deck. Oh, wait. Are you trying to... Is the idea that you reanimate Vadrak and put counters on it and then all your spells are super cheap? That's actually kind of hilarious. Okay, that's actually kind of jank. in a good way. In a good way. But yeah, that's actually kind of a hilarious idea. I will say anytime I see Lear, I do immediately think like because of last standard, I immediately think kind of busted, not especially janky. But I think the plan of the deck is actually pretty hilarious and janky overall. So yeah, I like the Vadrak Invoke Justice plan, and I think this is the kind of package you need to support it. Have you ever actually got it to work? The mana seems like it would be challenging. Double invokes in 2 different colors. 1 invoke is asking a lot. 2 invokes, whew. I don't think we can do it. We gotta wait. I want to get down the Duplimancy, but we got to wait for our opponent to tap down because we know they love their counters. Hey, what's up, Dylan? It's a vibey evening. How are you today? Good to see you. Still waiting to see the Shadow Flame Conjuring on Against the Odds poll. Ooh. An angel, eh? Okay. Wait, what is Shadow Flame Conjuring? Opponent draws a card, gains life. So we get new disinformation campaign in Pioneer Explorer once the errata goes live. Yes, that is definitely on my list. So once we actually get the errata, we'll definitely give it a try. Ooh, Baltimore and Adeliz. So aggro. What's the commander? Baltimore, I assume. Hey, what's up, Panexis? Hello from upstate New York. Good to see you, good to see you. All right, well, we will pass the turn. We know our opponent's got their counters. Probably a million of them. Plays a land. Goes to combat, gets in with the angel, hits us. Oh, and then they're gonna flip. Is there any way to stop this from flipping with Urza? Bidding your end step, put a counter on it. If you attack with 2 or more creatures this turn, draw a card. Otherwise, if it has 3 or more, oh. Yeah, it's gonna flip the next turn anyway, I think. Consider was errata. Anything that was literally surveil but not keyworded now has actual surveil. So consider is one of them. Otherworldly Gaze is another one. So the payoffs are still random commons and uncommons. Disinformation Campaign, Dimir Spybug, something Phantasm, the 1-drop. So it's not like there's some busted surveil payoffs that we have so far, but I do think they get way better. Oh yeah, the Unbound Flourishing deck was, it was going to be so cool. All right, see if we can pick up Urza. Would be so much better if we had the Duplimancy, but opponent does not allow. Fun. Can we pick up the Urza? Wait, what about the Salt, I think, from Ikoria that basically gives Delve? Like the Ascendancy? Oh, Titan's Nest. All right, Urza, part 2. All right, there's the Make Disappear, as predicted. That better be it. Yes, Titan's Nest is now also surveil. Huh. Well, okay. Oh, you know they got another one. You know they got another one. How do we remain alive? Karn Xylex. This is the kind of opponent that always is going to draw 3 Make Disappears. It's like Fill in Soul Ring. All right, Xylex. Actually, resolve. So either our opponent doesn't care about us wrathing their board, or they don't have one, or they have another way to kill it that also seems possible. Oh, there's a jumpstart spoiler? I did not see a jumpstart spoiler. Well, we will block. I mean, we got to go for it because we're going to die if we don't. Ether Channeler block. Geist Wave it 3. Yeah, we're not dead. Geist Wave it back to our hand, hopefully. Oh, there's an actual spoiler card. All right, new spoiler card, apparently. I don't know where this came from, but Sanctuary Warden. Well, yeah, it's going to be a concern. Bounce it. Opponent draws a card. Well, 1, 2, 3. Blow up the board. I mean, that was pretty good. The Xylex was pretty good at keeping us alive here. So board down. Play the Duplimancy. Play Adwara. Pass the turn. All right. We might get Duplimancy value. It's possible. It's possible. The Post Malone event got off to a clunky start, but it is currently going. It is now up and running. But yeah, there was some arena trouble with it at first. All right. Oh, we're actually close to doing what we've set out to do. We're also Oh, opponent. Opponent, opponent, opponent. Well, here we go. Arcane Bombardment. I mean, if our opponent has a counter, I think we're dead. Pass the turn. Slip out the back, the citizen. Bombardment. Bounce the Sanctuary Warden. Hold, hold. I knew it. I knew it. They always draw 3 of them every time. Oh. Oh. I mean, it's just the standard format hates enchantments, really. I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, if we slip the Warden, though, then the Warden is going to come back, right? I feel like slipping the Warden... the only thing we can hit in our graveyard is a bounce spell. Boros Post. What is Boros Post? Well, all right. This hand has a lot of good cards, unfortunately. Not much fun to be had with this hand. The Rakdos deck for the Post Malone event is probably the best out there. Mono Green can definitely be the fastest to get wins with. Yeah, how has the Post Malone event been? Is it fun? I know, like, pre-con decks are always a little... All right, well, I guess we got an Impulse to try to hit a land, which we kind of do. Whew, all right, well... Play the land, pass the turn. Opponent gets to go off with the Angels. Oh, we're talking about the post event. I see. The Boros post event. Yeah, the problem with pre-con events is it usually seems like it ends up that there's one deck that is the kind of the best deck that stands out above the pack. Sarah Baragon. All right. I think we're done with this deck. Wow, that was the worst. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know if it's this. I mean, I think the deck's ultra janky, of course. Led Astray again by the infamous small Japanese tournaments. It might have been an arena deck, actually. I think it's a combination. So I think the deck was really bad, but it's also a really hostile meta. As you saw, we got close. We got our enchantments down, but just like they can't stick. It's just impossible to actually have them stick on the battlefield. So I think what we got to do is play enchantments that don't care about staying on the battlefield. Like perhaps Urza assembles the Titan, which doesn't really need to stick around long to make its impact. It makes its impact with its ETB. I guess that's the TLDR of this format. Like, your stuff is not actually going to stick around in this standard format, kind of, at all, in any matchup, essentially. So you have to only play things that do something right away, which is, I guess, fine. It is a really fun standard format, but it does mean that it's a tough road for Duplimancies. Definitely against the odds to be playing Duplimancies and so forth. So what are your thoughts on the Celestia Precon Commander having a $12 card? What's the $12 card? I feel like I looked at the deck list. There's a $12 card. Did I just look? Oh, I didn't look down far enough. Wait, what's the 12? Oh. Titanial Hero Fans. Honestly, I had no idea that was a $12 card. I would say this isn't really a $12 card. Like, that probably sounds wrong. It is a $12 card because that's how much it costs to buy a copy of. But this is a card that it's actually a bulk rare that's hiding behind the fact It was never been reprinted. Somehow, in a million years, it has never been reprinted since Urza's Saga came out 25 years ago or whatever. It is not really played meaningfully in any deck in Commander, any format. So I think it's great. This should be a card that's going to be a bulk rare, and it will be a bulk rare. I don't think this is going to cause problems. I don't think you're going to see people run out and buy this Commander precon, like finance types or whatever, speculators, for this card, because the card is going to crash to $0 like instantly. No one's buying this card. It's not like you can buy it and flip it and be like, oh, someone's going to give you $12 for a Hierophant, because no one actually wants a Hierophant. So I think it's perfectly fine in this case. The risk is always, the only downside of expensive cards that I can see in a product like this is if they're really expensive cards, people buy them out just to flip them, and then they never get to the players. But I don't think that's going to happen with Hierophants. Hierophants isn't that kind of card. We've seen it happen with like True Name Nemesis. That's probably one of the biggest examples of, you would just like... I remember doing this. Like, I remember doing this back when it released in 2013. Like, you could go to wherever, a Walmart, a Target, wherever they sell Commander precons. If you found one of the precons that had True Name Nemesis in it, you could just instantly like double your money. Like, buy it for $30, and there were buy lists that were buying it for like $60. So it was literally just like free money. Like, pay for your groceries for the week by picking up a couple Commander precons on the way out the door. So that was not ideal, because then they ended up running out of those precons and they couldn't actually get them to the players who wanted them, and it caused all kinds of issues. So that's the only downside, but I think it's fine with this card in specific. I dug up my 4 Gilded Drakes. Now I need to decide what to do with them. Oh, wow, that's some good cards to have. Gilded Drakes are like $300 now or something ridiculous. All right, so this deck, Urza Assembles the Titan. This is another, I don't think it's a small Japanese tournament deck. I'm actually not sure. But it was a deck list that was posted from, I think it's another arena deck list. So this deck, what's it trying to do? It's trying to play all the Planeswalkers. With all the Planeswalkers, we play Urza Assembles the Titan, which finds Planeswalkers, puts them into play, and then eventually lets us double activate them. My worry with this deck, my one worry, is the curve's a little bit top heavy. The 2-drop slot looking a little barren down there. We got a Spirited Companion. That's good. We got Destroy Evil, so we're not going to lose to Arcane Bombardment, of course, in case our opponent is silly enough to try to win with Duplimancies and Bombardments. So the curve scares me a smidge. On the other hand, if we actually live and get to cast our stuff, oh boy, should we do some cool things with Planeswalkers. So yeah, let's give it a try. Let's give it a shot. Worst case, we can fix the curve a bit. If we find out we're just like getting run over constantly, I think we can just add like Land of Warlords. Oh, we got a actually spoiler to look at. I forgot about that. Updating the deck list, looking at new spoiler card, then playing the match. Also a reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you're going to make cardkingdom.com. All right, spoiler. I don't know where this came from. It's a Jumpstart 2022 card. Issue the Abominable. 5 mana, 5/5 legendary snow creature Yeti. So it is literally the Abominable Snowman. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. You can play snow lands and cast snow spells from the top of your library. Whenever another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay a green, a white, or a blue. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Issue the Abominable. That's actually super sweet. I mean, we don't really have a good snow commander, do we? Like, if you want to build a snow... Oh. Okay. Sure, we'll draw lands. If you want to build a snow themed deck in Commander, do we really have a leader for it? Like, Jorn. So we do have Jorn, although Jorn is, what, Sultai. But Jorn is a good snow-themed commander. And I guess it does care about snow. It untaps snow things. The backside can get back snow things. I mean, it is very boring. Wizards... I feel like Wizards has realized that one of the cheat codes to making a card work as a commander is have it generate card advantage. Like, that is any janky tribe or theme you want to support. If you're like, hey, here's this card in your command zone that's going to draw you cards, it's probably going to be pretty good because drawing cards is really powerful in a format like Commander. So I feel like this is like one of those cheat code cards where you slap on, hey, you can play stuff off the top of your deck, and it's probably going to be pretty popular as a Commander. Well, we hit a land, which is good. Christmas, yeah, it would work for a Christmas theme, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool. I could imagine building a snow themed deck. Well, we hit our lands miraculously. I can imagine building a snow deck around Isu. Although I will say, it isn't a card that pushes you in any super specific direction. It is kind of like, hey, play a bunch of snow stuff and I'm going to be powerful. Blue Spikes, welcome to the Fishbowl. Generic. It's kind of generic. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you. It is matte. Yeah. It's got the mana symbols down at the bottom to make sure it's matte. So it is a banned commander technically. Is Jumpstart still exciting? Wow, we have made it all the way up this curve. Okay. Well, in that case, we're going to play Shipwreck Marsh. Urza assembles a Titan starting at the beginning. So, wow, we probably want pretty much all these cards. So we get Wandering Emperor now, so we got to keep that. Maybe we don't need Celestis anymore. Spirited Companion land? Celestis does work with Teferi. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's fine. Okay, so, yes, reveal a Wandering Emperor. Take down, make a Samurai. Pass the turn. Opponent gets to do some looting. Is Jumpstart still exciting? Is Jumpstart coming to Arena? I would hope so based on the past, but again, that hasn't been actually confirmed. Yeah, Wizards has had some weird branding recently. The Jumpstart Dominaria was not Jumpstart, it was theme packs. You know what? In hindsight, that's really what it was. You know what I think? You know what I think it was is Wizards tried to make those theme packs, but no one liked them, and I don't think anyone really bought them. They always seem to be cards that didn't actually sell that well, or packs that didn't sell that well. So I feel like Wizards... Oh, okay. How can we get the most value out of this? Next turn's a big turn. We want as many Planeswalkers as possible. What does Vivian actually do? Nothing. Makes a Rhino. Ren and 7. How can we get as many Planeswalkers as possible? Vivian is the most value, but also the worst of the Planeswalkers. So yeah, I think it was, we already make these theme boosters. No one buys them. You know what people really like is Jumpstart. And Jumpstart is like loosely theme boostery. What if we just call the theme boosters Jumpstart? We can trick everyone into buying them. I kind of think that really honestly what it was. Which, oh, Wizards. I've never felt so... I don't know what the word for this is. Consumerized? Sold to? As I have in the past, year of Magic. It's... I don't know. It feels different. It really does. It really feels different. Like, I know companies got to make their money. I know that's how it works. I know. That's capitalism. But I've manipulated. That could also work. Disregarded. But it feels different now. Like, I know Wizards, I've never been under any illusion that Wizards has any goal other than to sell Magic cards. Like that's how it works. That's how our system works. That's how companies work. So I've never been under any illusion about that. But it has gotten pretty extreme feeling, I would say, over the past year or two. I mean, just like rebranding underselling products with the name of a popular product, or I feel the reason that I'm thinking about this is I feel like they did the same thing with Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, where they're like, huh, you know what people like bought a lot of was Commander Legends. We're gonna make this you know, Commander product that people may or may not actually like, or this Dungeons and Dragons product. I don't know if people are gonna buy that. Like, if we're just like, hey, Dungeons Dragons Commander, you know, these people keep freaking out about our crossover products, but what if we call it Commander Legends? Because we know people really like Commander Legends. So if we call it Commander Legends, that'll be the best of both worlds. Now we'll get them to buy the D&D product, because I think it's going to be like Commander Legends, when really it's more like Adventures in Forgotten Realm Part 2. And you know what? We won't put any Commander staples in it. We'll save those and put them in Double Masters, which will sell for twice as much. And you'll start spoiler season 2 days later, immediately after Baldur's Gate finishes. Maybe that's a little bit too evil genius-y. Like, I don't know if those conversations are actually happening, or if it's more like stumbling into those conversations, like happening on accident. I would like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt with stuff like that. Well, we will play Tamiya. Will you stop messing with our stuff, opponent? Come on now. Tamiya resolves. Tamiya gets back. Urza assembles the Titans. Actually, hang on. Tap down Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Are we going to time out? Probably. Get back. Urza assembles the Titans. Start at the beginning. Get a Wandering Emperor. Reveal it. Well, that was not as explosive as we would have liked, but we are set up to do it again, and we got through a ton of counters from our opponent's hand. About it plays a land. Reckless Stormseeker. I mean, at some point we can just try to farewell him into submission. Stormseeker gets in, hits us. No blocks. Tamiya down. Revel in your about it. Oh, come on, opponent. All seen. Oh, okay. Well, new plan. All-Seeing Arbiter. Why are people playing All-Seeing Arbiter? Is that a thing? I mean, I liked Commander Legends. I really did. But I also felt a little bit like, I mean, Wizards even admitted that it was probably not marketed very well, and that they set poor expectations by calling it Commander Legends. So I think even from Wizards' own mouth, like, that is a thing that happened. It may not have been intentional. They might not have set out to do that, but I think that is actually a thing that did happen. Oh yeah, I forgot. So, chat, since apparently most of you do not know what this is called a Planeswalker. It's kind of like having another player on your team is maybe it's a new card type. It's a new card type. I know 75% of you, 75% of you are like, huh? What's happening here? What are all these characters, these borderless characters in his hand? But it's kind of like having another player on your team. It's a permanent. You can activate one of its abilities once a turn. It gains loyalty if it loses all of its loyalty. Like we just had our buddy Ren here lose all of its loyalty to that strangle. Then they go away forever and go to the graveyard. They can also be attacked by creatures, so they're a little bit like enchantments. It can be attacked like creatures, but just in case you were unclear on what we were doing. Those are called planeswalkers. Well, let's play Teferi. Pick up Teferi. Well, Teferi is actually like kind of free. Pick up Teferi. Hit you for 7. About it. Takes that. Farewell is brutal. That is a brutal card. Take up Teferi. Untap. Cameo. Tick up Tameo. Tap down your token. Tick down Tameo. Wow. Urza assembles the Titan is kind of absurd. Get back Ren. Ren. Make a 7/7 and done. Done. So yes, that's what those newfangled planeswalkers can do. Did you see the Dominaria Master booster boxes have gone up $50 on Amazon? Not surprised. Not surprised at all. I expect that they are going to be kind of expensive. I mean, what is Time Spiral Remastered right now? Time Spiral Remastered almost $300 a box to $284 on Amazon. So, yeah, Dominaria Mastered up to $224. I mean, they already said that it's going to be limited supply, and we know that the Dominaria cards are probably better than the Time Spiral cards. Like, you have so many more options. You have Force of Wills and so forth. There's not as much, I don't think, that you can get just from Time Spiral block as you can get from all of the different sets featuring Dominaria. So I expect it will continue to increase in price. I was really tempted when it was like 180 or whatever to buy a bunch of boxes because I was convinced. There seems to be, I don't know if you've noticed this, there seems to be a trend that when Wizards first list cards for sale on Amazon, they list them at a very reasonable price. It's a high price because everything's expensive, but it's a pretty reasonable price where in the long run, it actually ends up being, I think, pretty worth it. So I think there might be some merit to just like grabbing boxes as soon as Wizards list them on Amazon. Of course, like the downside is you want to support your local game store and you got all that going on. I mean, Wizards came right out and said recently that, like, I think it was their CEO, they said during their last investors meeting a couple of weeks or a month ago, but I'm pretty sure their CEO said that, like, one of their big focuses in how they're going to make 50% more money with Wizards in the next 3 years is more direct sales. Like that is one of their big pushes. So it kind of seems like Wizards is just gung-ho about kind of cutting out the LGS, which is a little bit sad. Yeah, with this deck, we can't one land, one keep. Some decks we can justify it. This one, not quite. Well, play the land. Spirited Companion. Get the good boy down. Yeah, definitely got to try to support your LGS now because I don't think they're getting much support from Wizards. And if you play at your LGS, you probably want them around so you have a place to play at. So I think it's one of those scenarios that it's probably worth paying a little bit more in some cases so you have a pace to play compared to the possibility of losing your LGS altogether, which would be sad. Hey, what's up, Meanwhile? How are you? Hey, Naz, how are you? Bear's chilling. He's in the other room taking a puppy nap. Yeah, let's sell this. Might get countered, but Better than doing nothing. See, an easy cut for this deck, Ajani. Ajani sucks, and so does what they did to my boy. Still upset about it. I don't think Ajani's that bad, honestly. I think Ajani's become a little bit more of a meme than it probably really needs to be. Like, you need a lot of creatures or planeswalkers, but if you can consistently draw like a card every other turn with its +1, I think it's pretty good. And then the ultimate is like a real threat. 2 turns of upticking to get to the ultimate. Ugh, all right, so opponent. I guess opponent's like, is it control? They definitely have a lot of counters. All the counters. Opponent passes. Well, land and hit you with the dog. Can we resolve an Urza assembles the Titan? It would be sweet. Urza assembles the Titans. Opponent. Do we have counter number 3? Three different ones too. All right, so opponent brought in every counter imaginable from their sideboard. Opponent passes. Well, hit you with a dog. Sooner or later, we're gonna run them out. We're gonna play enough things that they have to counter. That they run out of counters in hand. Spectral Adversary. Teases out the Spirited Companion. Sure, we get a token about it at depths. How have you been, Naz? So you got the Cat in the Hat magic Carp. I don't think Bear would wear a hat, even if I wanted him to. I don't think he'd go for it. I don't know, maybe he'd come around. Should we just keep slamming things? Probably. All right, Tamio, how do we feel about this one? You got another counter. Oh, all right, we ran him out. Well, now we will Urza assembles the Titans. Get it back. Cash in the Tamio. Oh, so Tamio with Urza assembles the Titans is such a sweet value loop. The dog beats are kind of getting there. All right, Scry 4. Opponent, more Spectral Adversaries. Well, we'll take an Elspeth. Oh, so we don't get to draw the card. That's awkward. Huh. We might actually... Do we need a land? Probably. All right, let's take Elspeth. And then the land, and then the Urza assembles the Titans. All right, grab the Elspeth. About it. Disappointed in whoever's driving the ship over at WotC. It's like watching your friend you've known for years continue to make dumb decisions. Do you think they're dumb decisions from Wizards' perspective? Let me put on my WotC hat for a minute. Let's do some role playing. I will be WotC. Y'all can be the community. So you say, WotC, why do you keep making these dumb decisions? It's disappointing. And I say, well, community, you have to remember, 75% of Magic players don't use Magic Twitter. And honestly, really, there's a inverse correlation between the things that people in the community complain about on Twitter or on Reddit and what the real Magic community thinks. Like, if people are complaining about it on Twitter, what that actually means is that the exact opposite is true. So if you say, you know, we don't like Universes Beyond, or $1,000 is too much for proxies, what we actually hear, because we have research that shows that the real Magic community thinks the opposite of Magic players on social media. So we have... So what that actually means to us is $1,000 proxies are perfect, and so forth.
You're safe now.
We'll take the Liliana, I think. So, but I honestly think I'm being a little bit facetious there, but I do think Wizards' response would be, just because you think we're making the wrong choice doesn't mean you're right. And just because a vocal group of Magic players on social media think that this is the wrong choice doesn't mean they're right. The Magic community is a lot bigger than you. Most players don't engage with Magic social media. So just because you think that doesn't mean you're right, and you're probably actually wrong, and we're right. So I was saying in a very joking way, but I do think that would be Wizards' argument, or one of their arguments. That's a simplification not fair to the people who actually care about the game, and you and I both know it. I don't think it's productive, and I hope you're just making a joke, and it's not seriously thinking that. Opponent Fading Hope. Bouncing the token. Yeah, that's fine. But I think it is true that there's like... it's very hard to have a conversation about Wizards' decisions, because I feel like whenever the conversation comes up, it's just like, well, it sold out. So obviously you're wrong. Like, your feelings are not... the feelings that you have are not like valid because the product sold out, or the feelings you have are not valid because social media is an echo chamber and it's not representative of the community or whatever. Personally, due to my decisions over the last few years, I've caught Magic spending my 95%. Wizard maximizing profits, that's it. I mean, I think that Wizards maximizing profits is definitely true. Feelings don't make our shareholders happy. Does anyone know how much people like Rosewater take out of WotC's pay? I mean, I have no idea, but I don't think that the... from everything I've heard, that people who work at Wizards are generally paid below market rates for what they do. So if anything, I think one of the problems with Wizards is that they underpay their people rather than overpay them. So I wouldn't have any from everything I've heard, I don't think that's a real concern about Wizards. The general feeling, I think, is that Wizards likes to hire people who are huge fans of Magic and tries to kind of get people at a discount because it's their dream job. They get to make cards for a game that they love. So I mean, personally, I don't put a whole lot of weight into Google searches about people's net worth. I don't know how anyone would even know what Mark Rosewater's net worth was, but hey, what's up, Joseph? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. It's just not sustainable. We're seriously getting into Beanie Baby territory where game pieces stop being game pieces and start being assets. Yeah, I feel like that is a bit of a concern. Although, in some sense, maybe Magic has always been a little bit like that, but it's definitely a new world. Like, I think what's happening is Magic is moving towards being like a brand more than a game. And if you're someone who's played Magic for a long time, you're used to Magic being a game. I'm used to Magic being like primarily a game. So when I think of like the success of Magic, what comes to your mind when you think of the success of Magic? Like, I think for me, opponent gets and hits us. I think for me, when I think of the success of Magic, the first thing that comes to mind is like, how are the formats? Like, are the formats healthy? Are they fun? Am I enjoying them? But I think I need to just like change my way of thinking. And I'm not sure that's like necessarily how Hasbro judges the success of Magic at this point. Like, I think everything we hear is just like profits and bottom lines and more products. So I think that that's like, maybe that's how internally it's judged by Hasbro in specific. This isn't to say it's, that's not to say how it's how everyone at WotC feels. I know there's like, I really like many of the people who work at WotC, and I think like people like Mark Rosewater and Gavin and many other people, I think they really love and truly care about the game. But I think from the meta perspective of Hasbro, they're kind of the goose that laid the golden egg to some extent. When you think about how WotC is like, what is it, like 80% of Hasbro's profits or something? Like some kind of mind-shattering percentage of the money that Hasbro makes. Like, honestly, I don't know if Hasbro would be a company if it wasn't for Wizards. Like, Wizards is kind of pulling the entire load, it seems like, as far as just, like, keeping Hasbro alive. Like, I'm not angry. People use sarcasm or anger, whatever. I feel like it's easy way to stoke flames of people anger doesn't feel productive, and I hate when people get the shaft because they work at WotC, get yelled at for things outside their control. Oh, well, I mean, I don't think anyone should be yelling at people from WotC. I think maybe I missed some of some of your conversation, Magikarp, what you started with, but you definitely shouldn't be yelling at people like WotC. I think, as we were talking about, I think the issues seems like Hasbro is super dependent on the money that Wizards can bring in, and they're gonna do what they can to get that money. I'm with the mind that Outlet Fox was right, and Hasbro is going to milk WotC until it's dry. That one's so tough because I tend to be very distrusting of hedge funds and trusting that and thinking that a hedge fund has the best interest of consumers in mind is just maybe that's not the right perspective. I'm not like super involved in finance or anything, so maybe that's not how it is. But when it comes to me, whenever I hear like, oh, you know, a hedge fund wants to do this, I immediately think of, oh no, this is probably like not a good thing. But I do think if you actually read through a lot of what Outlet Fox said, like the stuff about how Hasbro is kind of really milking Wizards super hard to keep the company afloat, and I think there is some truth to a lot of that, even though the messenger is someone I'm skeptical of just because it's a hedge fund thing. I've been thinking about it. I had the idea that the coolest Magic 30 move would have been to sell the proxy packs at prices of the product from 93. Ooh, people would have been so hyped. I mean, even if they sold it for like collector's edition prices back in... Even if they sold it for like collector's edition prices back in the day, I think people would have been super hyped about that too. Well, we're kind of not going off with Planeswalkers, but we are kind of going off here. Hit ya. Big. I mean, Farewell is just so game ending. So good in so many matchups. The gotcha card. Opponent. Oh no. Oh, Shieldred, eh? That's a good one. That is a good one. 1, 2, 3. Well, go to combat. Attack with everything. Can we attack with everything? Maybe we gotta leave this back. Attack with, well, attack with a thing. From everything down to a thing. Attack with a thing. We cannot draw a card or we will die. Hit ya. Depopulate. Oh? Oh, it triggers first? Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, I guess that was a pun. Oh. Oh, I was thinking it was the other way, where it was destroy all creatures, and each person who had a multicolored creature destroy would draw a card. But yeah, it's like card draw and then destroy. Oh, yeah, that makes it a little worse against Shieldred, I guess, doesn't it? Reading the card explains the card, but who has time for that? All right, so depopulate. Apparently not the Shieldred answer we need. Oh, I think we would have stabilized there too. Yeah, a punt series would be good. Would Celestis have saved us? I mean, I guess we could have Celestises to gain a life and chose not to draw. We wouldn't have been able to play around to make disappear, but yeah, I mean, I guess if I knew how depopulate actually worked, then we would have went that direction. I just thought that worked. I thought we were just gonna wrath and then be fine, but no. That is not how it works. So destroy evil. Maybe the reason destroy evil seed play is just destroy a creature with toughness 4 greater is actually pretty good in this standard. I don't know about Vivian in this deck. The token's nice, but it seems like that's about all that it's good for. What else can we cut? We can go down 1 Celestis. I guess to depopulate, we learned not as good as we were hoping. Oh, we had double Sanctuary Warden and we still lost. I think the takeaway from this stream is that Sheoldred's a very good card. I guess that's not news, but should have exiled the graveyard when you farewelled the Nyx underdog. Yeah, I guess we probably should have. I was thinking we wanted to keep our graveyard live, but because of Tameo, but that probably isn't actually worth it. All right, Depopulate gets a second chance to be good. My thoughts go, being mad at Wizards' decision making fun of 75% of players don't know what a Planeswalker is, likely in reference to lore implications for the game. I worry that the sets off the dominoes. A lot of people would take their emotions, run them high, and just be unhelpful. Angry people partaking in shouting matches on Twitter, taking Mero for things he didn't mean or miscommunicate. Oh, well, Magikarp, I appreciate your concern. I was kind of just memeing around there as I was talking about stuff, so hopefully it's not taken super seriously, but I appreciate the feedback. Do you watch any NBA this year? Just going to sit back and bask in the Bills instead. I might watch some. It usually takes me a little while for the season to get going until I start watching. The NBA season, a little bit like baseball, where it's pretty long. Hey, have fun, Master Frogger. Thanks for hanging out. I am not going to be at the summit, unfortunately. Yeah, it was a little close to Vegas was kind of the issue, and we already had Vegas planned. So doing like 2 cross-country trips like 2 weeks in a row is just a bit much with everything else going on. Ooh, Rafine. I guess we just kill that. Yeah, and just so it's clear, as we talked about earlier, I think that the thing that Mark said about 75% of players, as we talked about earlier, I mostly agree with that. I'm not 100% sure that the Planeswalker thing that's the only part that's a little weird to me, but I think that the overall message of that is actually a pretty good one. I think it is important to realize that Magic is a lot bigger than the community on Twitter or Reddit or Twitch or YouTube or whatever, and there's many players that are interacting with the game in different ways. So I think that is a very important thing to remember that's often forgotten by people who are super enfranchised. I think when you're super enfranchised, it's easy to overlook the rest of the community. So I think that is a good reminder. And the thing I was trying to say is just, I think that Wizards also uses stuff like that to make it really hard to express feedback about things, because it feels like there's just no way to present the feedback without it just being like, oh, well, you're in a you're in a bubble on social media, so your opinion, there's all these other players, so your opinion, you know, it's just wrong. And this might partly be because of some conversations we've had on Twitter recently with some people, but it kind of feels like sometimes, as much as I think what Mark was saying was correct, I think that sometimes that line of reasoning is used to shut down what I think might be legitimate criticism about things. When people have a concern about something, it's very easy to just like write it off as, oh well, you know, you're an franchise player, so your opinion's not correct. And a lot of that stuff was not in reference to Mark, just so that is also clear. It was a conversation we had with, oh no, someone else who used to work at Wizards recently that said some of the stuff about how like there's an inverse correlation between what Magic Twitter thinks and what Magic players in general think, and like basically never listen to Magic Twitter or people who are in franchise because what they're saying just it's not correct and you should ignore it. And so a lot of that was actually had like literally nothing to do with Mark as well. Let's play wedding announcement. I think the problem I have is 75% of players think 9% of those don't care about WotC's decisions, don't interact with it on any real level. That might also be true. I guess if you are the type of super casual player who doesn't know about Planeswalkers and doesn't really know about formats and just plays whatever you want, then you probably don't really care about a lot of things that more in franchise. But you're probably not sitting around like being upset about what cards were reprinted in the latest Commander deck, for example, or whatever. It's probably just it's a very different level, I think, of interaction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. This AO is going to be an issue. Yeah, this is not good. AO's another pretty good card. I'm glad that AO's actually seeing play. Boo, that cycle's roughing. Seth, almost like life isn't so easy to discern. Maybe we should be mature adults and communicate, often meeting others where they are. I think that's a pretty good way to handle life, I would say, Jonathan Snow. I would agree with that. Yeah, I am going to be in Vegas. If you're going to be in Vegas next week, definitely go and say hello and check it out. That would be awesome to meet up with everyone. I mean, we gotta go for it. Not feeling confident. Exile all creatures. Okay, well that worked at least. We get to make a token. Just kidding. Destroy Evil, the card of the stream. Like I said, I'm sensitive, so my stance being adverse to conflict is an extreme aversion to it. I don't want people to get upset. My concerns are likely not what most people would be worried about. Well, Magikarp, I appreciate you sharing your feelings on things. Oh, Blitz is an underdog. Gets and hits us. So who's actually going to be in Vegas? Wandering Emperor could save us from the underdog, at least. Past the turn. Who's actually going? How many people in chat are actually going to be in Vegas? I'm curious. Tenacious underdog. Oh, boot it. Goes combat. Wandering Emperor. Snipe it. Not dead yet. Not dead yet. Almost dead, but not quite. All right, underdog down. About it. Rafine. Sure. Well, depopulate. Get rid of the Rafine. Oh, Samurai. Go. Come on, Planeswalkers. Hold. Hold. I'm pretty sure that it's actually pronounced. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this version of Thalia. I mean, I've seen it in paper, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone play it on Arena. How did you actually get the vampire cards? Was it a special event? They must be hard to get because I never see anyone play the vampire versions. About it. Passes. I'll play Kaido, I guess. Yeah, play Kaido. Make a ninja.
I could sneak right by, but
Oh no. Oh. Wow. Yeah, that was a punt. Wow, double punt. Double punt this game. About it. Oh, you could buy them? I must have just missed them when they were for sale then. I spent about 1K on Magic paper cards in the last year, but I was about 2,500 cards. Can't imagine paying 1K for 3 packs. Yeah, I mean, it is a lot. That's more than I would usually expect to pay for Magic cards, but about it. It's us. Well, go to combat attack. I guess we're looking for another farewell, essentially, at this point to stay alive. We're getting taxed so severely. And knowing a Peacekeeper shutting down our Planeswalkers is pretty strong.
I'll be taking that now.
Well, okay. Spirited Companion. Technically, this doesn't leave us dead. Only mostly dead. We can chump block and kill the AO and maybe not die. Oh no, we're dead to the vehicle, right? Yeah, we are. Huh. Is this it? Yeah, if we try to kill this, they just screw the vehicle. So we are dead. 2 tags. Hey, what's up, Avu? I don't think I can. I'm just not. I gotta set up to do opening videos. It's a whole nother setup that I have to set up ahead of time to be able to actually open them, because I gotta have the second camera and have the playmats and all this stuff. So I don't think I can do it while we're in the middle of the stream. If you still want to try to do it, I think that probably the thing to do will be to try to set it up for after I get back from Vegas with one of the streams after that. So I think that's probably the best way to do it. But yeah, I just have to do all the setup stuff. So it's not really a possible thing to do without setting it up ahead of time. Oh, we got a Broker's Ascendancy. That's interesting. My Jory Commander deck is $1,000. I'm actually curious. What is the average price, do you think, of your commander decks? I always wonder. Yeah, let's set it up for when I get back, and we'll try to do it at the beginning of the stream, and we'll set it up again and make sure you're around, and then we can do it. Wow, Trostani deck. So wait, so if your Trostani deck is that expensive, is that because... Yeah, it could actually be... That could be fun. I like that idea, dog. Is that because you have special versions? Or is that just the like the base price if you got the cheapest versions of the cards? $70, 200, 400, 1,400 plus. Oh, yeah, I always wonder, because on Commander Clash, the decks tend to be like kind of expensive, but that's because it's on Magic Online. So I always wonder how realistic those decks are compared to what most people are actually playing. And it sounds like the answer is like not super realistic compared to most people's Commander decks. So if you have a $2,000 Genera deck, is that like your special, like, blinged out deck? Or about it gets it with the Goblin Shaman? Or is that just like the price of the cards? You got Mana Crypts and all the most expensive staples. I mean, I think you can build a deck that's that expensive, right? Like, it would be pretty easy if you played a bunch of $50 cards to add up to having a... Oh, this is another counter. Make disappears everywhere tonight. Oh. All right. Yeah, counter. We have a new donation from Aracalypse, $5 donation. Thanks for all you do for the Magic community. I hope you have a blast in Vegas. I know you missed your stream, so I have gone. Also, we needed another viewer battle stream. Oh, yeah, you're right. I was planning on doing another viewer battle stream before Vegas, but it looks like that is not going to happen now. Well, we're going to pray that this resolves. Opponent draws a card. Loses everything. Not dead quite yet. Almost, but not quite. Opponent plays a land. Corpse Appraiser. Well, we will Sanctuary Warden. Remove a counter, draw a card. Okay. Stabilizing at 4, stabilizing it. Thank you again for the donation, Rocklips. Hey, what's up, Gordius? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see ya. Opponent blitzes. Attacks. We'll chump with the token. My playgroup doesn't really use cards above $50 for singles. Other than land sword decks are pretty cheap. Yeah, it's probably the way to do it, I would say. If you have a whole playgroup that can play budget and keep the power level relatively equal, seems oh no, did they draw another one? Wow, they did. Okay, opponent hit another make disappear. Oh, that card is the bane of our existence. Opponent hit another Corpse Appraiser. Ay. Opponent draws something, probably a make disappear Corpse Appraiser. Opponent passes. Now we will play Wedding Announcement. We will play Extraction Specialist. Oh, it really wasn't. Wow, they hit another make disappear. We're dead to a removal spell now because of that. Tenacious Underdog. Opponent goes attacking. We block and block. We drop to 1. Opponent. Another Tenacious Underdog. Yeah, this is a super fragile spot. Does Tamio do anything? Anything different, I guess is the question. Oh, we still don't. Aw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess we Tamio. Get back Extraction Specialist. We need the lifelink. Pass the turns, make a token. Still in a spot where if our opponent draws a removal spell, they're going to be able to steal it here. Okay, cycles of Xander's Lounge. Come on, hold. We don't have enough. We only have 1 green source, so we can't double Tamio. Opponent's getting to the point where they might end up, if they're not careful, they're gonna die. No, block. We gain some life. Opponent draws a card. Ooh, there's green mana. All right, play the green source. Play the Celestis. And opponent scoops it up. We survived. What's going price for Dominaria Remastered? You mentioned earlier on Amazon, prices are already up. Yeah, someone else mentioned that they were going up. They started at like, I want to say 180. And then now they're up to 225-ish. So the prices do just keep shooting up. One thing I've learned is you gotta, I feel so bad I feel bad saying this because I feel like it's bad for local game stores, but a lot of times with these limited supply products, I believe it was the same for Double Masters 2022, a lot of times the cheapest price on sealed product is the very first price that's listed on Amazon. And then I almost think that it's like to get like generate hype or something, then it's, yeah, that was super close. Like I almost think that it's like a marketing strategy where you list the first ones cheap and it generates hype for the product, and then the prices go up because it's limited supply, so that's what always happens. I don't know, it seems like it happens consistently enough that it makes me wonder if it's like a marketing plan. But I've noticed that pretty consistently for the past years, that the cheapest prices for limited supply sealed products very often are those initial like first Amazon pre-sales before they're listed every place else. Opponent. But again, like, if you can, try to support your local game store, because especially if you're someone who plays at your local game store, because if you don't support your local game store, you're gonna could end up without a place to play. You can't go to Amazon and do an F&M or have a fun Commander game or whatever. So there's other considerations. Tristania is that expensive because it's being full. Tristania is that expensive because of it being a full of foil special versions. On top of that, I have to get my 16 basics, 8/8 forest blade split, both full art Kamigawa basics. Oh, so it's like the most blinged out of decks. Oh, that sounds sweet, Magikarp. Getting special art after each done. Going to be pricey deal, but it's hard to quantify the price of the deck. Just because I spent money on the altar doesn't mean they resell for much. Yeah, altars are weird like that, because altars they're pretty personal, I think, where well, we're gonna take some. We learned that we're gonna take. Actually, we don't have a multicolor creature, so we're not gonna take any damage, but we're gonna Wrath away the Shieldred. Not this time, Shieldred. What if Amazon started offering games at their local distribution centers? I don't know if it would actually be fun to go and play Magic in an Amazon warehouse. From the things you hear about working in Amazon, it doesn't sound like it would necessarily be like the most enjoyable place to play Magic. Well, what's Sanctuary Warden? Oh, are they gonna make disappear? Probably. They always have it. I'm like perpetually afraid of Make Disappear now. So many standard decks have Make Disappear. I'm just always worried about it. How do we play around it? By trying to like Wandering Emperor, I guess? Which is a lot worse. Sanctuary Warden Broker's Ascendancy is kind of a combo if we can get it going. 3 cards in hand. Ren also gets Make Disappeared. Wandering Emperor just isn't. Well, all right, let's. I guess we Wandering Emperor. Pass the turn. Gotta play around it. Plus, we get our Celestis value to get rid of his Celestis. All right, we hit a land, which is good. Like, one way to get around Make Disappear is hit enough lands. Pound ain't gonna take up the sword. You're afraid of Make Disappear even if you change game zones. Always. Opponent. Well, okay. Opponent's tapping down. Well, this should mean we do get to. Are they going to take the Depopulate? Celestis seems more valuable. Our deck doesn't really care about getting hit by Depopulate. As much as I want to support the LGS in my town, but set boosters of a regular set are almost $60 more expensive than buying online. Master sets are $120. Whew. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, I guess there has to be kind of a bit of a give and take. Like, if your local game store is selling for way more than every place else, what are you supposed to do about it? Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, we will Wandering Emperor. Get rid of the reflection. Take our beats. Play the land. Oh. Play I really want the Sanctuary Warden, but I'm still afraid of the Make Disappear. It didn't feel like they had it, though. But they might have just clicked OK really quickly. All right, let's red. I don't think they have it. I don't think they have it. Make a Tree Folk. Make a Samurai. Pass the turn. Yeah, I don't think they have it. It doesn't feel like it. Opponent. Racking Bankbuster. I think WotC just stopped caring about LGSs. Kitchen Table and Collectors, that's all I care about. I mean, it's just been such a time of change in the Magic world. I think everything's changing. And change is not necessarily a bad thing. I think that's important to point out and realize. Like, hopefully things will be better in the long run because of many of these changes. And there will be positives and negatives, but I think that the whole world has just changed. Like, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the most common way to play Magic was like in tournaments, 60 card formats where you often have to grind up going to your LGS to play qualifiers, to make it to regionals, to make it to a pro tour. And that was like the dream of Magic. But that's not what Magic is. Like, Magic has shifted where that's not the focus anymore. The focus is on Commander. The focus is on Command Fest, things like Magic 30 or the Summit. These big, like, let's get together and hang out for the weekend and play Magic, and it'll be super fun. But the tournament scene is just not what it used to be. And the tournament scene that does still exist, a lot of it's on Magic Arena, on Magic Online a little bit. So I think that that's part of the big shift. I don't know what is the role of LGSs in that system. That's the thing I'm not 100% clear on. Like, where do local game stores fit in a system that's not about 60 card tournament play? Well, it looks like our opponent did find the Make Disappear. Trying to decide if it's worth sacking. They go with no.
I'll light your way on these dark streets.
Now let's tick down. See what we can find with Elspeth. It'll be a Spirited Companion. Draw a card. And then Broker's Ascendancy. See if this draws out the counter. It does not. Oh my goodness. No attacks. Oh, 3 creatures too. Oh no. I was getting excited, but now there's a Hullbreaker. Well, that's slightly less exciting. All right. Well, we put a lot of counters on things, but everything's about to get bounced. About it. Takes up Sword. Hullbreaker. Whew. Oh, dear. All right. Blood Tithe Harvester. Going to bounce. Big Tree Folk. Yep. And make a blood token. And then... oh, so we're going to lose everything here. Oh, Tenacious Underdog. Bounces. Oh, no. This Hullbreaker just ruined us. Oh, we were going off with the Broker's Ascendancy, too. We were doing it. Does our opponent really have a... does our opponent really have a instant left over in hand to protect their stuff? If they do, we're in such a bad spot. Opponent passes. Oh, okay. What can we do? What can we do? Take up Elspeth. Flying counter.
I know there's a hero inside you.
Go to combat. Attack the Sorin. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, why wouldn't they play the Bank Buster unless they have instant speed stuff? Well, Spirited Companion. Draw a card. The Fairy. Oh, they did draw it. All right. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so that's lethal. Oh, wow. Hullbreak Core is quite the way to turn the game around, isn't it? We went from like in such a great spot to such a bad spot with that one card. My LGS, where I can show up anytime of the week and play Commander, if there's enough people to fire off a draft or whatever is available. That sounds like the perfect kind of LGS, really. Play Survive selling romance novels now mostly. It's all on Kindle now. Yeah. Do you think that Commander will remain... Do you think that Commander will remain the dominant force in Magic for the long term? Yeah, it's like Tidesmount Tyrant plus. Like uncounterable and Flash is like, whew. Tidesmount Tyrant, the 2020 edition. How do we stop a Hullbreak Core? We're doing well up until that point. Oh, we were actually going to see Roker's Ascendancy too. We are going to see it do its thing. Now, it's really tough. Some of these matchups, like we got to deal with Planeswalkers, but we also have these aggro stars, and there's Hullbreak Core, a lot of very resilient decks. So it's not like in our current standard, it's very difficult to have the right sideboard plan. Like if we take out a Ras, we can just lose to underdogs. But if we don't bring in answers to the Planeswalkers, we can lose to those. If we don't have ways to answer the Hullbreak Core, we can lose to those. A lot of different pieces to the standard puzzle. Well, all right, give it a go. You asked about LGS. They're allowed to put on RCQ tournaments. My LGS seems to be doing well with their Pokemon games. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a thing LGSs can do as well, is just like expand out to other products. I know the LGS, my favorite LGS, which closed a long time ago, but it was kind of like a LGS / hippie Wiccan store, kind of like it had a little bit of everything, but it was run by this super cool lady who just like was super chill and would just hang out in the store all day, and they'd run F&Ms and sell all the other stuff. People would come in and buy, incense or whatever. And so maybe that's like part of the pathway forward for LGSs, is just try to expand out a bit rather than just being a Magic store. I think maybe in the past it was unfortunately it's been closed down for quite a while now, but it was a really cool shop. That's definitely gonna be has always been my favorite LGS. Well, make a, I think, what was it called? Coyote's Den, I think was the name of it, if I remember right. Make a samurai. Yeah, we're going for it. Urza assembles the Titans. Our value train will hopefully start running. Oh, geez. No Planeswalker. No Planeswalkers at all. Well, all to the bottom. Maybe we just luck into a Planeswalker. Oh, okay, we do not. Another Urza assembles the Titan. Well, make a samurai. Pass the turn. About it on taps. Sheoldred stuff. Land. Blood type. Harvester. Get drained. Now put Tamio into play. Tap down Sheoldred. Take up Wandering Emperor. Counter on the dork. Go to combat attack. Maybe we can just play through the Sheoldred. Doesn't seem totally impossible. Opponent takes the beats. Kaido? How do we feel about Kaido resolves 2. Okay, draw a card. Kid Kuzi! Hey, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pass the turn. 34 months. That is super impressive. How is the Pokemon world? Opponent. Fable the Mana Breaker. Wow. We have 3 Planeswalkers. It seems like we might be able to really do things with this. Urza assembles the Titan next turn. We can Ultimate Tameo. Yeah, let's see if we can get rid of the Shieldred. The Draining's eventually going to be a problem here. All right, Shieldred down. Untap. Urza assembles the Titan. So, go to combat. Attack you. Hit you. Opponent blocks and blocks. Get back. Urza assembles the Titan. Again. Start the fun over. Oh, this is where it feels so good. Although, again, no Planeswalker. All right, everything to the bottom. Whoa! We actually revealed a Planeswalker. All right, take up a make a Samurai. Take up Wandering Emperor. Put a counter on the Spirited Companion. Take up Kaido to draw a card. Take up Kaido to draw another card.
Now, what do we have?
Play the land. Sanctuary Warden. I mean, okay, there's the counter. Opponent did have the counter, and then tap down the clue past the turn. Oh, we should have tapped the blood. The clue doesn't even need to be tapped. About it. Wait, what? Flanders has got to be mono white, right? Flanders is mono white. What about? Hey, have a good day, Magikarp. Thanks for hanging out. What about Homer? What would Homer be? There's got to be some red. Gruul? Maybe Gruul. I don't know where the green comes from. You gotta have the chaos though. An opponent does not even wait to see all the awesomeness. Scoops it up. Lisa would be blue. If we're doing Simpson Magic colors, Lisa's blue. Homer's Rakdos. What's Bart? Demir? Gotta be Demir. Selfish and sneaky. You think Marge is white? Okay. White green. I can see that. I can see Bart being Gruul. Grixis. Homer retreating to the hedges, phasing. Yeah, probably Rakdos. Rakdos or Gruul. I can see arguments for either one of those. Are any of them? Where's the green come from for any of them? Green's a tough one. I can see all the other colors represented. Green is the one. Okay, Maggie being green. All right, yeah, I could see Maggie being green. Hey, Aussie Dave, thanks for hanging out. Have a great Friday down under. Homer is devoid of any intellect. Also true. Ooh, all right. Maybe this is a game where Broker's Ascendancy really does things. This might be the one. Well, Shipwreck Marsh, go. Deathcap Glade, go. Bow Instant, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you, thank you. Mr. Burns. I mean, Mr. Burns pretty evil. evil, selfish. I mean, so it's got to be. So I think there's got to be a black base at least in there for the selfishness and. Huh. I don't know if it's mono black though. He's pretty ordered. Definitely not chaotic. So it's not Rakdos. Maybe it just is mono black. I don't see much red in Burns. I don't see the chaotic nature. What is the white ordered? I guess I can see Urza. You kind of got the selfish, you know, greatness is at any cost of black, along with the like very ordered aspect of. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Urza. I think y'all have convinced me that Mr. Burns is definitely Urza. Ooh, Futurama characters, eh?
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
I mean, I think that I can see an argument for Bender being Rakdos. Rakdos? He's definitely like super selfish. He's also very chaotic and random, impulsive. What would Fry be? Futurama Fry. That's actually like kind of a tricky one, I think. Yeah, I guess we just got a Wandering Emperor. Let's take up Liliana. Discard the headquarters.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Selesnya? Probably. Yeah, Selesnya, Naya. Those are good choices. Fry is embodiment of selfish savior. Yeah, maybe you could make a mono white argument about Fry. How about it? Goes attacking. Wandering Emperor. Man, we'll just make a 2/2. Do some logging.
Keep watch for intruders.
This deck definitely feels better than the Grixis deck we played earlier. As far as like wins and losses, I still think the curve might be a little high. Oh, Rick and Morty. Oh dear. Okay. I mean, so Rick definitely. I feel like there's a lot of characters that I'm saying are like black based, but Rick has gotta be black, and then probably blue, black, Grixis maybe. Is it? Yeah, I'm leaning towards Grixis. You got the black for like the super like self-absorbed nature. Then you got the chaotic impulsiveness of red, and then you got like the intelligence from blue. I would argue for Grixis. What about Morty? Morty's actually, I think, a lot harder than Rick. Play the land. Elspeth Resplendent. Pick it down. Get a Kaido. Make a ninja.
Bet you can't catch us.
Tick it up. Discard the planes. Well, we'll see how many planeswalkers we have left after this turn. The Broker's Ascendancy could do some work if we get to it. Franken Turkey, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. What is our record with this deck? It's definitely not 0-1. Are we? I want to say 2-1. I'm gonna go with 2-1, but if I'm wrong, I will update it and then make a samurai. Oh, all right, this Broker's Ascendancy next turn. Phase out the Kaido. Come on, hold on. Morty is a MDFC. Front is white. Back is evil Morty. Black. I could see that. Yeah, that could work. I mean, but I don't even know, is like, is normal Morty even that good? I don't really know if normal Morty is actually that good of it. I kind of think both Rick and Morty are like kind of like a little bit scummy. Hey, thank you so much, Franken Turkey. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know evil Morty is definitely way more evil, but I don't know if I think normal Morty is actually like that that good. I wouldn't consider normal Morty mono white personally. All right, Broker's Ascendancy. Play the land. Pick up Elspeth. Counter on the Samurai. Give it flying. Go to combat. Kill the Wandering Emperor. Pick up Liliana. Get rid of our opponent's last card.
I'm tired of your secret.
Take up Kaido to draw a card. Ooh, Spirited Companion's actually great here. That's just another body on the battlefield. Ooh, and a wedding announcement. And then, sadly, I think we got to take down Wandering Emperor, cash it in, make a body. Counters on everything. This is Broker's Ascendancy at its best. Opponent. Wow, Broker's Ascendancy, sweet. Well, I mean, I guess the reason we don't see more Broker's Ascendancies is what we learned earlier about enchantments constantly dying. Opponent. Gets in. What about, oh. Okay, moving to Family Guy, eh? Quagmire. Quagmire's interesting. Oh, look at these arrows. Okay, what are we trying to defend here? So this is going at Elspeth. This is going at Elspeth. This is going at Liliana. Liliana, Elspeth. So block there. Block there. We kind of want the... I think we want the Elspeth to live if we can. So Liliana... All right, Liliana can die. Elspeth lives.
Whatever. Luck favors the
Underdog goes away. Well, tick down. I actually don't even know what we can hit if we tick down. Let's tick up. Tick up, Elspeth.
Show him what you got.
Lifelink. Go to combat. Hit you a bunch. Draw with Kaido. Wedding announcement. Play the land past the turn. Trigger. Oh, and there's the Sanctuary Warden. Also very good with Broker's Ascendancy. Yeah, this is a Urza. Urza assembles the Titans 4-colored Planeswalker deck. 4-color Super Friends. An opponent scoops it up. That was a very impressive game. That was a good one. Well, I mean, we get to see there's so many really powerful enchantments in this format. Actually, like Quagmire, like I kind of feel the weird part about Quagmire for me, and it's been a long time since I've watched Family Guy, so, and I definitely haven't watched the most recent seasons of Family Guy, like many of the most recent seasons, but from what I remember of Quagmire, obviously, he really very much likes women, and that part of his personality, there's definitely some pretty bad aspects to go along with whatever. But on the other hand, like, I feel like Quagmire, outside of that part of his personality, wasn't he like a pretty decent guy in general? Like, there's that really like scummy side, but then also like, yeah, I don't know. It's very hard for me to judge Quagmire, what colors Quagmire would be. Actually, all the Futurama character, or all the Family Guy characters seem hard. What about? Yeah, I mean, I guess I would put you in the kind of the white and Quagmire. The name is dead odd. What about Bojack? Where would Bojack go? Isn't it just another black character? But really, like, boy, Bojack characters are way more complex, I think, than a lot of animated shows. So that makes it even harder. Run it like that. Dude, this deck started as your own brew. Seems super sweet. Like, potential being an actual deck in standard right now. Would be a nice breather from all the black mid-range. So this deck did not start as my own brew. It's one that I found a deck list. I think it was... there's a name on the deck list. EROR. Error, I guess? So that's the person that the list originally came from. I think I have no idea who they are, but I saw it posted on the internet. So... that's where it came from originally. I will say, I mean, it's worked pretty well. Although I'm still a little skeptical of the curve. I'm still wondering if there's a way to... like, I do think there's potential for a deck like this. Like a Super Friends deck based around Urza Assembles the Titan and Broker's Ascendancy. The curve is a little scary to me still. We still have some games where it's just way slow. So I'm still wondering if there's a way we could get, like... Llanowar Loam Speaker maybe in the 2-drop slot, like a little bit more to do early in the game. Oh, all right, the Rafine start. Rafine after a 2-drop on the play is like so hard to beat in standard. Just got done watching your Magic the Gathering most infamous cheaters. Was fun to see Mike Long there. I was new to Magic when I started working with him back in the early 2000s in my LGS, the Endgame Center. Funny to see his face again. Oh, Mike Long. Yeah. Such a character. Those early years of Magic. The funny thing about Mike Long, and I think this is true of some of the other people on the list of like most well-known Magic cheaters, but I think the most interesting aspect of Mike Long to me is he seemed like he would be incredibly fun to play Magic with. Every video that I watch of him, it looks like it would just be so super fun. Like, he's super friendly, he's engaging, he seems like he's having a really fun time. So I don't know, I've never met him, I've never got to play with him or anything, but I'm actually curious how he was in person if he went to your LGS, because that's what he looks like on video. It looks like, wow, I would just have like a great time. And I wonder if that's like, I'm sure it's partly his personality, but I think it also is probably helpful if you're cheating, because that was like the same thing people would say about Alex Bertangini. Like, oh, he's just like super nice. I always had a great time playing with him. Like, the same type of thing. So wow, we're getting smacked this game. So I kind of wonder if that's also partly like, yeah, because no one wants to think the person that like you're having a really good time playing a game of Magic with is cheating you. So I think it probably makes it easier to get away with stuff like that. Do you have the Duplimancy deck list? I do, although I would recommend trying to improve it, I would say. I mean, definitely have fun with it, but yeah, that's just kind of the Esper nuts. 2-drop into Rafine, start conniving into Shieldred. If you don't have the interaction for it, you're just dead. There's not really a whole lot you can do. And that is one of the concerns with this deck, is it can get slow starts. Like, that is a real thing. That is a real potential problem. also not sold on Vivian. Maybe Vivian's fine just because of the token, but Vivian in a deck without many creatures, like, is a 6-mana Planeswalker that just makes a 4/4 Rhino with a -1. Is that enough? Because I feel like that's pretty much what Vivian is. All right, well, at least we got a Wandering Emperor this game. That's some defense. Spara's headquarters, go. Since they made the Warhammer Blood Bowl Secret Lair, does that mean we're one step closer to Tecmo Super Bowl 1? I actually looked up the Warhammer Blood Bowl after y'all started talking about it the other day. Is that game like ridiculously expensive? I didn't realize that it's a tabletop game. Maybe I saw the wrong one. I saw it selling for like over $1,000 or like $1,200. So I don't know if that's like the normal Blood Bowl or like some special edition or something, but yeah, I was like shocked at just how expensive that the game was. But yeah, I mean, I guess we're one. Yeah, I'm shocked as a Magic player. I'm used to Magic prices, and I saw that game and I was like, oh my God. Whoa, I'm going back to $1,000 proxies. Thank you very much. I mean, I guess the fact that it kind of expanded into sports would have to mean we're a step closer to Tecmo Super Bowl. I would probably buy a Tecmo Super Bowl Secret Lair drop. For me, Tecmo Super Bowl is super nostalgic. I always play so much Tecmo Super Bowl. We had like fun. Me and a couple of my friends had like a full league where we'd like play full seasons against each other through an emulator, and we'd play through whole seasons of Tecmo Super Bowl. You'd have to play against the computer like most of the rounds because they would control most of the teams, and you just like smack them like 70-0 or whatever. But Tecmo Super Bowl, oh, that game for a Nintendo game was super fun. Also, NBA Jam I think would be I think that would even be a more popular Secret Lair drop, honestly. Opponent gets and hits us. Well, all right, new plan. Play the land. Play Tameo. Full price. Oh, we can't. Oh, no. That's worse. Tameo. Phyrexian mana. I guess we need to play the other land. Should have paid attention to that, I guess. Well, we get to tap down the Tenacious Underdog. Pass the turn. We're going to get back the Wandering Emperor, but this is also fine. Oh, Tony Hawk. Oh, man. That would be another good one. Can we get Richard to pull the NBA Jam commentary and put it on your streams? He's eating up. He's a kaboom. He's on fire. Oh, that's probably the most iconic part of that game on it. Oh, wow. That is a draw and a half. Well, as much as I like Sanctuary Warden, I'm more like exiling this. Ayo. Well, I guess we just take up the Tameo. Pass the turn. Double Sanctuary Warden in hand. Opponent. Deserted Beach. Looking at the Tameo. They could have Void Rend, I guess. That's a thing that exists. The other nice thing about playing Planeswalkers is at least we don't get got by the endless creature removal running around. Hey, what's up, Atari? How are you? I mean, we're getting Transformers, right? We're getting Transformers in Brothers War. They're coming. They're coming. Oh boy, if they could get Simpsons and Futurama IP, I'm sure they would make them. Those also seem like slam dunks. Those are pretty popular properties. Sanctuary Warden. About it. Remove a counter, draw a card. This X actually felt pretty good. I think we need answers for Family Guy, American Dad, and South Park. Oh, so I never liked American Dad. I've never watched American Dad. I know what it is because it came on after Family Guy for a while, but but I never really got into it. South Park. Oh. Okay, there's all the destroy evils in the world. Hasbro, it's kind of a weird mix. Like, Hasbro owns Transformers, right? Transformers, I think, like, they own Monopoly. I know, like, 2019, Magic or Wizards and Monopoly were, I think they're two profitable brands. My Little Pony, I think they have a lot of, like, do they own Nerf? Is Nerf still, Nerf is still a thing, right? It's gotta be. Oh, get in, hit ya. Those are the ones I know off the top of my head. I'm sure I think they also have a lot of like, hey, Mana Curves, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. I think there's also a lot of like little kids games, like don't spill the beans, or like games that are aimed at like 5-year-olds or like legitimately like little kids. So I think they also have a lot of stuff like that. How was your stream, Mana Curves? Thank you so much for the raid. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you. What are we doing here? Thanks, Ray Warden. Don't counter it. Please? We did say please. Hey, what's up, Renewus? How are you? Alright, there's a make disappear, but our opponent is swiftly running out of cards, and we are not exactly running out of cards. Oh, there's the Ascendancy. Broker's Ascendancy. Get that down. That's going to be a problem for our opponent in the future. Spirited Companion. Get that down. Draw a card. Unfortunately, we're a little wrath flooded, but I mean, Broker's Ascendancy and a couple of 1/1s can do a lot of work. Opponent. Taking the 1. Just kidding. Wandering Emperor. Is American Dad actually worth watching? Oh, what show did I start watching? My little brother, one of my little brothers told me, oh, Nathan For You. It's a Comedy Central show. I'd never heard of it before, but one of my little brothers thinks it's super funny, so he said I had to try watching it, and some of it was actually like, some parts of it were kind of funny. It's definitely like super cringy style humor. Broker's Ascendancy. Yeah. Yeah, Tim and Eric, awesome show. Yeah, I haven't seen that in forever. Yeah, most of them also made me laugh. Some of them I was like, oh, that's kind of stupid, but most of them I thought were actually pretty funny. And some of them were just like painful. Just like the cringe level is just like, oh my goodness, it like physically hurt to watch what was happening. I like American Dad more than Family Guy. Really? I'll have to give it a shot. What does Felder do now? Yeah, this will probably end up being our last match, honestly. But the Escape Artist one, yeah. I mean, some of them are pretty in depth. What was the one I saw recently? Oh, the one where he like decided to make a random person a hero. So he took some random person and hid them away out in the desert for like 2 weeks and took over their life and tightrope walked. Like, that would take learning to tightrope walk, spending 6 months or a year learning to tightrope walk to pull off a relatively like janky joke on a half-hour show that is some commitment. I can respect the commitment that goes into that at a minimum. Not go tagging. Yeah, seriously, like that is a lot of effort for a joke, essentially, to pull off a joke. You should give the rehearsal a shot if you like Nathan For You. It's a journey. I'll have to check it out. I've never heard of the rehearsal. Yeah, it was a random Magic person too. That was the best part. they were introducing the guy, and they said he like spends his days sorting his Magic the Gathering collection or something. That was one of his activities. Well, how he cannot find the second green source for some reason. Well, we're gonna get back the Spirited Companion, draw a card. Pass the turn. Staying alive. This has been a grind. Hey, C Infinity, thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful night. About it, regular Bankbuster. And, well, time to put a Johnny to the test. Is a Johnny a good Magic the Gathering card? I think Tamiyo's kind of underrated. I feel like Tamiyo's good. A Johnny, it might not be that good, but we'll see. Opponent gets a Samurai. Opponent passes. I'll tap it down. Actually, I guess we... Okay, let's do it this way. Let's play a Johnny. Full price. Oh, we don't have double green. That's right. We never have double green. Double green does not exist. All right, pay some life. Single green. That's what I meant. Completed a Johnny. Down it. We spent 6 life this game, I think, completing Planeswalkers. Take up a Johnny. Come on, creature Planeswalker. Land. Not of a color we need. To the bottom. Tamiyo. Actually, first we Spirited Companion. Make sure that resolves. Draw. Oh, there's Urza assembles the Titans. Tap down the Bankbuster. Don't want that going off. Pass the turn. If we can get down this Urza assembles the Titans, hopefully that wins us a game. We finally found it. Oh, are we doing this wrong? I feel like, could we be casting all? Oh, we could have been casting all these. Oh, Arena keeps making it feel like we can't. Oh, no. Oh, so, well, I guess that's a good PSA with these completed Planeswalkers. When you play them, it feels like you can't play them. Arena does a thing where it kind of like, the card hovers, and it makes it feel like you don't have the right mana. But apparently, if you scroll through them, it will actually let you play them. No, I was not trolling the chat. I was just trusting the auto tapper, which I should have known is never wise. Opponent gonna get in at the Tamiyo. Yeah, we'll block. Untap. Play the land. Urza assembles the Titans. Is their last card a counter? If not, this should be able to pull us ahead here, I think. Oh, okay. Resolves. That's huge. Every land in existence. Less huge. All of them to the bottom, I think. Reveal it. Another Urza assembles the Titans. Okay. Well, no attacks. Tap down the Bankbuster.
Bow before Phyrexia.
This is the worst. This Urza assembles the Titans. I thought this Urza assembles the Titans was going to win us a game, but it is going to do exactly the opposite. I don't even know what to do now. All right, tick up. I guess we'll keep another Urza assembles. We'll try again next turn. Run it back. Run it back. about it. Well, I'm glad we didn't try to go all in on dumping counters on the Spirited Companion. We would have got super blown out about it. Hey, what's up, Katie? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. Feeds tower cycled. Sure. I mean, we can just Wrath at some point, too. We do have 3 Wraths in hand. So I guess we gotta do that. We're gonna have no Planeswalkers to put into play. Opponent goes to combat. About it. Face and face. Okay. Down to 2. Oh, I gotta be aware of Shieldred now. Opponent passes. Well, we draw. Main phase. Nothing to do with Urza assembles the Titans, but we do get to depopulate. Sweep the board. Take up a Johnny. To the bottom. What is going on with our deck? Yeah, I guess we just keep tapping. Tap the Bank Buster. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, it is a Wandering Emperor. Okay. That's could be lethal, unfortunately. About it. Samurai. This definitely means that Shieldred off the top is lethal. Oh, about it. A blitzed underdog. Oh, cycles. Yeah. And what else is it? Cycles. Well, I guess we got to do this now then. Kill the token. Oh! This has been a wild, wild game. What a close game. Opponent, draw some cards. We do get to double Planeswalker, though. There's the Samurai. Sacks the clue. Opponent's tapped out. Plays a land. Another Tamiyo. So... Alright. Tap down. Bank Buster.
Such an imperfect form.
Can we somehow win from here? How do we do this? Get back. Spirited Companion.
You still have a role in our
Draw a card. Pick up a Johnny. It's a wedding announcement. Ultimate Johnny. Play another Tamiyo. This time, actually use the right mana so we can cast it all the way. Poison you. Keep the new one.
Oil and steel.
Tap down the token.
Bow before Phyrexia.
Get back. Sanctuary Warden. Remove a counter, draw a card. And pass the turn. What a turn! What a turn! About it. Adepts. 2 poison counters. Can we poison them out? Is that how we can finish it? I think we can poison them out. I think we can poison them out. That's the plan. The poison wins the plan. About it. Come on. Come on about it. At 2 life. Makes a samurai sure. About it passes. More destroy evils. Well, go to combat. Hit ya. Remove the counter. Draw Wandering Emperor. Okay, that's big. That's big. So 2 poison counters. Spirited Companion. 4 poison counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Many 1/1s. Keeping our life total high, hopefully. We got Shieldred answers. Opponent, lad. They do get to finally finish this Reckoner Bankbuster. We need 3 creatures. We need to cast 3 creatures. Or Planeswalkers. Opponent gonna draw the card. Yes, that's fine. And... are we getting it? Rafine. Okay. Well. One has 1 card in hand. They can only attack with 2 things. But they have vigilance. Yeah, let's kill Rafine. Pay the 1. A bunch of conniving, not part of the plan. Yeah, the connive is the risky part. Could you have chained Tamios? I guess, but what would that have really done? Opponent. Because they're legendary, right? So we can still only have 1 of them. So we can play a Tameo, get back the other Tameo, but I'm not 100% sure how that actually like gets us anywhere. I'll do a bunch of blocking. Kill stuff, hopefully. I mean, we still are at 2 life. That's not a huge amount of life. You can't use Plaza to protect a non-legend. All right, stuff dies. Opponent passes. Take Numa. Okay. Well, we will pass the turn again. No attacks. Gotta stay on D. Opponent untaps. Oh, poison. Wow, another raid. So many raids. Thank you for the raid, Celery Wizard. Welcome. Opponent plays a land. We gotta get the poison kill. We can take Numa back something. Opponent passes. Wandering Emperor. Poison counters 5 and 6. So close. Make the samurai. Come on. We need to hit a creature or Planeswalker off this. We get several draws for the poison kill. Take Numa. Gets back the dog. All we need is a creature or Planeswalker. I mean, we're going for the win. We're going for the win. Get the Spirited Companion. Any creature Planeswalker. Ren. Oh my god, we did it. Oh no. We don't have double green. Oh, this one really does need double green. Okay. Spirited Companion draws a green source. How do we not have double green on turn 14 or whatever? Green source untapped. Oh, that also works. White Planeswalker that we can cast. Elspeth. Poison counters 9 and 10, and we did it! We did it! Yes. Yeah, I mean, I guess we probably did scry a lot of green sources to the bottom. Well, that is a Ajani Poison win. What a game! Yeah, that's green and green and green. Yeah, we did scry many green sources were scried to the bottom. Well. So what do we learn? What do we learn about these? Yeah, Urza doesn't cast. So what do we learn about our decks tonight? We played the Grixis Arcane Bombardment Duplimancy deck. It was rough. And when I say rough, I mean like super duper rough, like really, really rough. But it was rough. So hard to recommend that one. I do love Arcane Bombardment and Duplimancy, but together, especially in this shell, did not go well. On the other hand, I think that maybe there's something there with Urza Assembles the Titans. If you were around, it was Flump rough, which is about as rough gets. If you were around during early access, we played Urza Assembles the Titans, and it impressed during early access, but then we kind of forgot about it. We started doing other things, playing other decks. Well, we tried it again tonight, and it impressed again. Yeah, whiffed once in that last game, but we had a good record. I feel like this deck is a little bit unoptimized. Maybe you want more ramp, lower the curve a little bit, but I think there's something there, and it'll probably even get better once we get to the Brothers War. But yeah, so I would recommend that one if you got a lot of wild cards to spend. But on that note, everyone, that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight, and gonna be a little stream break for Magic Fest or Magic 30 in Vegas. So no streams next week and probably the week after. Although if I find a way to stream from Vegas, I will definitely try to sneak in a stream. But for now, I would plan on no streams for a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, there'll still be stuff going up on the YouTube. If you're in Vegas, come and say hi. That would be awesome. And it'll be over before you know it. And we will be back to normal, playing jank, and we're going to have Brothers War stuff too. Spoilers coming out over Magic 30 in Vegas. So that's going to be happening soon. So reminders, replay YouTube, check out the old streams, normal YouTube, like I said, even during Vegas, stuff going up on there. One more shout out to our sponsor tonight, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish ticker. And most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular. And I love y'all. I hope you have a great night, an amazing weekend, and have a great couple weeks. If I don't see you, if you're in Vegas, come look me up. I'll be looking forward to it. Getting to meet all you, saying hello. If you're not in Vegas, well, have a great time. I'll be thinking about you, waiting to get back and do more streaming. So whatever you're doing, everyone, love it, enjoy it, have a great time, and yeah, I'll see you after Vegas. So until then, be awesome, and I will talk to you soon.